Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Simultaneous time travel. Starting from the inherently evil Uchiha. Chapter 1. If you want to travel, where do you want to go? Of course it's the second dimension. In the daily world of anime, Bai rubbed his hair in distress. He has been in this world for many years. Thinking back to the past, he was playing on the computer, and suddenly an option popped up on the screen, asking him where he wanted to travel. With the mentality of teasing the other party, he filled in a second dimension, and then his head was dizzy, and he was reborn directly to the second dimension. In the more than 10 years of growing up, Bai found that this place is simply a paradise, with Tsunere twin-tailed Ariri, senior sister Kasumagaoka Utaha, as well as famous child star Sakurajima Mai and many other second-dimensional goddesses. I thought I could live a wonderful life, until one day, Bai saw a high school detective solve a case, Cat's Eye, Lupin 3 and Kato Kid stealing some treasures. And after the recent report on the Dorobiga Paradise murder case, Bai found that the timeline here was completely messed up. This made him, a person who just wanted to live a good life every day, very tired. Ever since he knew that there were death gods in this world, he felt that his life was really like walking on thin ice. Rice flower stage, come if you have a life. As an ordinary person, Bai was still very afraid that he would be disliked by some people, or killed for a very weird reason. After all, killing people on the rice flower stage never needed a legitimate reason. Johnzy, hurry up, we will be late soon. Here we come. In his ears, the youthful atmosphere of the students was overflowing, and he didn't have much mood to care. When he was considering whether to sign up for a martial arts class, a ding sound in his ears instantly pulled Bai's thoughts back. Ding. The Wanji chat group was successfully opened. Congratulations on joining the chat group. Please say hello to the group members. Golden Finger. Bai was almost moved to tears in his heart. His golden finger finally came. Naruto Bai. Hey, brothers, hello. Pirate Byakuya. Naruto World. As Otsutsuki Byakuya Online. Zombie Byakuya. Where is the second dimension? Why am I still in the third dimension? Monster Byakuya. Oh, are you still not satisfied? You have Uncle 9, the master of all worlds. Daily Byakuya. Finally found me who organized other worlds. Speaking of which, everyone in the chat group is me. There are a total of 5 worlds that joined the chat group for the first time. They are Uchiha Byakuya of the Uchiha clan in the Naruto world. Pirate World, Ida D. Byakuya, a member of the Rocks Pirates. Zombie World, Byakuya, the only descendant of the Shenshou faction and the 87th head of the Shenshou faction. Monster World, Shirayasha, the eldest son of Inu Teisho and Lingyu Shanji, and the brother of Sesshomaru. Daily World, started at the Beihua Orphanage, a junior high school student at Fungichi Academy, and Akazuki Byakuya, who also works as a 4-hour clerk at a convenience store. Are they all themselves? Hokage Byakuya. Brother, your name is a bit hot. Akazuki. Good guy. He called him good guy. Pirate Byakuya. Ahem, well, kill that guy, you are the hero in my heart. Daily Byakuya. What are you thinking? My name was just given to me by the director of the orphanage. To be honest, I don't even know that person. When he was given this name, he resisted, but later because the resistance was ineffective, and everyone in the orphanage followed this name, Byakuya chose to give up resistance in the end. After all, it was just a name. Zombie Byakuya. By the way, don't you find something wrong? Hokage Byakuya. What? Zombie Byakuya. The timeline you are in, one is about the Uchiha clan extermination night, one is about the God Valley battle, and one is about to start the First East-West War. It seems that except for the daily world, the other worlds are very dangerous, right? Hokage Byakuya. Don't panic, I'm ready to defect. Monster Byakuya. Don't try to see if you can change the fate of the Uchiha clan. After all, there should be some feelings when you get along with each other, right? Don't you think about how to solve the dilemma of the Uchiha clan next? Hokage Byakuya. It can't be solved, that's really unsolvable. Let me tell you about my current situation. At present, the Uchiha clan is divided into conservatives, radicals and neutrals. The current situation is that the Saint Shisui and the filial son have been brainwashed by the third generation, and the radicals have no ability to resist. Danzo has long wanted to dig out the Sharingan, the third generation old shaman acquiesced to this matter, and Obito is also eyeing it. I really can't think of a way to solve the Uchiha clan. Closing square bracket. The extermination of the Uchiha clan cannot be changed by shouting slogans or changing the thoughts of the clan members. In the current situation, Danzo wants to exterminate the Uchiha clan, and Obito wants to do the same. Although the third Hokage doesn't say it, he acquiesces in everything against the Uchiha clan. It can be said that the current situation has become very difficult. Daily White Knight, didn't you remind Minato Namikaze before he died? No, since he has traveled through time, if he had reminded Minato Namikaze before he died, it seems that the current situation would not have occurred, right? Hokage Byakuya. I am just a little older than Itachi, and I couldn't get in touch with Minato Namikaze at that time. He got in touch with Minato Namikaze at that age. You must be kidding. As the golden flash of the village, his daily tasks are full. After becoming Hokage in the later period, it is even more impossible for him to meet him alone, and if he meets him, do he have to tell him to be careful that his wife will be killed when giving birth? Please, he is the evil Uchiha clan. Although in front of Minato Namikaze, maybe he doesn't have much prejudice against the Uchiha clan. In the end, Minato Namikaze doesn't need to die at all. The so-called resealing of the tailed beast can completely seal the tailed beast into Kushina's body again. In the later period, Naruto was extracted from the tailed beast, and after the subsequent replenishment of the tailed beast's chakra, wouldn't he still be able to survive? Moreover, as Hokage, when the Uchiha clan wanted to help in the battle, he didn't give an order, but was ordered by others not to allow the Uchiha clan to go. There are so many fighting forces in the village, it is not impossible to involve the Nine Tails and reseal it. It is also because of Obito's strange ability. Otherwise, if Obito is solved earlier, he will not be so passive. Just as he was about to continue, a number of bold red words suddenly appeared on the chat group. Group Rule 1. Members in the chat group will be eligible to share abilities. After sharing abilities, the abilities will adapt according to their own strengths. For example, it is impossible for Baiyi to exert the power of the ninjutsu mastered by Naruto Baiyi in daily life. At the same time, all consumption of cross-world abilities will become unique energy in this world. If there is no strength in this world, physical strength will be consumed, and the conversion of physical strength into energy will be doubled. Group Rule 2. If you change the direction of major events and affect the subsequent plot changes in the world, you will get a chance to draw a lottery. If Baiyi in the pirate world changes the direction of major events, you will get a unique lottery in the pirate world. The reward is composed of all abilities and props in the pirate world. Group Rule 3. New people will be invited to join at a specific time. The group members are composed of Baiyi and Wanji. There is a certain probability of early invitation after completing specific achievements. Group Rule 4. Chat group props can be traded with each other, but the effect of props after crossing the world is unknown, you need to find out for yourself. Group Rule 5. Lifespan is shared within the chat group. If there is still a world where Baiyi's lifespan has not expired, Baiyi in other worlds will not die of old age, but will be killed. Naruto Byakuya. Dude, did you read that right? If we come to a world of cultivating immortals in the future, will we be immortal? Although he will still be killed, at least he won't die of old age. In the final analysis, many of their worlds can only live for tens or hundreds of years. Now with this golden finger, there is no need to worry about those problems at all. Pirate Byakuya. Top talking, please at Huoying Baiyi. If you work harder, I will set up the Susanoo Buddha in the Valley of Gods. Thank you. He could already imagine how majestic it would be to kill everyone at the Susanoo Buddha in the Valley of Gods. But first we need Baiyi from the Naruto world to work hard. If you don't work hard, how can I be able to Susanoo Buddha? Zombie White Knight. Go and eat a thunder fruit. Please, I am invincible in the zombie world. Lei is invincible against evil spirits. Not to mention elementalization. He doesn't even know how to die with the thunder fruit. Yokai Byakuya. I can use the power of Susanoo myself. It's not impossible to use Susanoo with foxes or dogs with Susanoo. He can do it on his own, he doesn't need Kyuubi. Daily Bai. I'm paralyzed. Can't I use any of my abilities? He is just an ordinary person, and there is no strange power found in this world so far. He cannot cultivate himself, and his abilities are determined by himself in each world. In other words, he couldn't display much strength at all. Pirate Byakuya. Don't worry, if the power in your world is not strong, you won't actually need much power. If you have an elementalization in the later stage, you will basically not die. He was still trying to get some fruit. Now it seems that there is no need to worry, I can get a natural system for you guys to use first. Yokai Byakuya. That's right, you don't need to be in a hurry, just be careful and don't die. In addition, in your world, by the Pirate Byakuya, you can get the Blackbeard physique, one natural type, and one animal type fantasy beast species, a Superman type, and then add domineering, invincible. Pirate Byakuya. No, Blackbeard doesn't necessarily have a physical constitution. He might have eaten octopus fruit. What Nika hates most is octopus. Octopuses have 3 hearts. Maybe this is why Blackbeard can eat 3. The secret of this fruit is actually that he already has 3 fruits, the natural dark fruit, the superhuman shock fruit, and the animal octopus fruit of the phantom species. Isn't this just right? In fact, he had always suspected that Blackbeard actually already had 3 fruits. But if he already had 3 fruits, why would he go after Hancock to take away hers? Who are you going to give the sweet fruit to? Or does he really have a special physique and he needs to get this fruit to supplement his abilities? Naruto Byakuya. What the hell, I just left for a moment and you guys started talking about this stuff. I really want to open a kaleidoscope, but I don't have any bonds, and I'm not Kenji. If a goddess dies, Magatama will turn into a kaleidoscope. He wanted to open the kaleidoscope, but he had no choice. He couldn't open it at all. He didn't have such a deep bond. Zombie White Knight. Change the plot, everyone. Since it's almost the night of the Uchiha extermination over there, why not start with this plot? Pirate Byakuya. Yes, the night of genocide is a major turning point. I have no way to help you yet. I will use the dual-color domineering force when the time comes. You can use it directly. Zombie Bai. You can try the Taoist methods of the Shenshao sect, but if you are not good at it, and in the age of the end of the Dharma, it is estimated that the effect will be limited. Monster Bai Yi. Just some abilities to transform into monsters. My abilities are not very strong at the moment, but you can also try my abilities. Daily Bai. I don't have much ability, does picking up girls count? How about you seduce Tsunade and let her return to the village, then the Uchiha clan might be saved. Naruto Byakuya. Thank you, I'm going to seduce Tsunade. Do you want me to lie in bed for a few days? Monster Bai Yi. Brothers, let's light up our attribute panels and take a look. Naruto Byakuya. Okay, with that said, he directly sent his property panel to the chat group. Naruto Uchiha Byakuya affiliated force Konoha Village Uchiha clan. Strength. Elite Jonin, Chunin, Jonin, Elite Jonin, Shadow, Super Shadow, Pseudo 6 paths level. Ability. 3 Magatama Sharingan, 3 Body Technique, 3 Attribute Chakra of Wind, Fire and Thunder, Yin Escape Chakra, Uchiha Illusion Technique, Uchiha Fluid Technique, Uchiha Throwing Technique. Pirate A to D. Byakuya affiliated force, Rocks Pirates. Strength Major General level, School level, Major General, Lieutenant General, Headquarters Elite Lieutenant General corresponding to the middle and lower reaches of the Shichibukai Candidate General corresponding to the Imperial Deputy, the upper reaches of the Shichibukai General level corresponding to the Yonko level, the Yonko level slightly stronger King level, God level. Ability. Intermediate level Domineering Power of Knowledge, mid-level Domineering Power of Armed Power, Swordsman Cutting Iron. Zombie White Knight affiliated force, Shenshao faction. Strength. Early stage of foundation building, Chi training, foundation building, Human Master, Earth Master, Heaven Master, Yuenshin, divided into early, middle, high and peak. Ability. 5 Thunder Techniques, Taiching Alchemy Skills, Jade Qing Talismans, Shangqing Sword Techniques, Formation Techniques. Yokai Shirayasha affiliated force, the eldest son of the Dog Monster clan in the Western Kingdom. Strength. Second-rate monster, small monster, third-rate monster, second-rate monster, first-rate monster, strong monster, big monster, goalkeeper, big monster, king level, big monster. Note, king level big monster is divided into 3 levels and the rest have no small levels. Ability. Monster Power Release, Giant Dog Transformation, poison claw, super strong sense of smell, poison, evil spirit ineffective, light whip, monster spirit bomb. Daily Chuyu Bai, affiliated faction. Students of the second year and third class of Mahua Fungjichi Academy. Strength, ordinary high school student. Ability, part-time job, study. Daily Bai. So Buddy is just here to make up the numbers in the chat group. Looking at his own attribute panels in front of him, he almost cried. His specialty is actually part-time job. Zombie Bai. Well, at least it means that your world is safe, right? Monster Bai. Your Shenshao sect is the ancestor of the three pure ones. Zombie Bai. Yes, just like Maoshan, our Shenshao sect also believes in the three pure ones, and most of those who remain have abilities related to the three pure ones, but now the spiritual energy is exhausted, and the highest is only the Yuenshin. Besides, aren't you just a copy of Sesshomaru in the early stage? Looking at the attribute panel of Bai Yi in the monster world, he pulled the corner of his mouth. It's not the strength, but the other abilities are basically the same. Monster Bai Yi. I am Sesshomaru's brother, and if there is a need to be like me, it should be my stupid Odudu who is like me. Hokage Bai Yi. Looking at it this way, you are actually not that bad, but you, a major general in the pirate world, will probably die in the Valley of Gods. From the situation, it seems that only I in the pirate world is about the same as him, right? Pirate Bai Yi. Indeed, so before you start, work hard to improve your strength. The person you need to worry about the most is you. The night of extermination is about to begin. Hurry up and improve your strength. 3 Magatama is not enough in the night of extermination. Sharingan has a strict hierarchy, especially between 3 Magatama and Mangekyo. It is impossible to win unless the other party lets you go. But he is not the second pillar, the filial son will not let him go. On the night of the genocide, Danzo, the filial son, the old cunning third generation and Obito behind the scenes were watching. 3 Magatama. I am afraid that he will really die miserably. Naruto Byakuya. The only way to go is Shisui. I can still say something about the inside. After all, there are only 2 pairs of kaleidoscopes in the Uchiha clan at present. In addition to Obito who is living outside, there is also the sealed Uchiha Hikari. The Uchiha clan in Konoha only has 2 pairs of kaleidoscopes, Shisui and Fugaku. Uchiha Shisui was not blindly biased towards Konoha, but he was a bit stupid, like the kind of clear and stupid college student who just came out of society. He mistakenly believed in the pie drawn for him by the Council of Elders and Hiruzen Sarutobi. He directly told the third generation and Danzo about his kaleidoscope ability. You said that a god can silently change the will of others. What do you think of Hiruzen Sarutobi and Danzo? Putting aside everything else, Danzo definitely covets this ability, and Hiruzen Sarutobi is afraid of it. It is impossible to say that he is not afraid. Isn't he afraid that Shisui will silently change his will? That is absolutely impossible. Judging from the original work, when Namikaze Minato died in the battle, the third generation could obviously find someone else to become Hokage, but he happened to be in power again. During the reign of Namikaze Minato, Konoha's Anbu was always in the hands of the third generation. Would he not know about the many things Danzo did? Hiruzen Sarutobi was definitely responsible for most of the reason why Konoha became like this. If it weren't for his connivance, Danzo would never have been able to keep making small moves behind his back. After the death of White Fang, the Sannin ran away, forcing Hisashi to death. Namikaze Minato entrusted Naruto with a promise to take good care of Naruto before he died in battle. As a result, Naruto was directly isolated in the village in the later period, and the son of the hero turned into a demon fox. It's said that in order to protect Naruto's identity, you just gave him a demon fox. Then anyone with a sound mind would know that Naruto is the nine-tailed Jinchuriki, right? This is no protection at all. Therefore, Sarutobi Hiruzen is not trustworthy here by Byakuya. Internally I strike hard, externally I am obedient. This is the third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Based on this, there are 3 factions within the Uchiha clan, the conservative faction, the neutral faction and the radical faction. Conservatives tend to live in peace and not resist policies, radicals tend to rebel, and centrists tend to support whoever is weak. Naruto Byakuya. The neutral faction is currently the one that needs to be dealt with the most. These guys are the most disgusting. They have been consuming the power within Uchiha. In the end, the Dove faction can't leave, and the only choice is the Hawk faction. Although Bai Yi knew that the success rate of rebellion was very low. When the Uchiha clan rebels, it is not as simple as overthrowing Sarutobi Hiruzen. But to overthrow the original order of Konoha. Families such as the Hyuga clan and the Inakacho family would definitely not allow families that were originally on the same level as them to become the existence above their heads, especially the Hyuga clan. All along, after the Senju clan merged into Konoha and disbanded the clan, the Hyuga clan has been competing with the Uchiha clan to see who is the largest family in Konoha and whose eye skills are stronger. The relationship between the two parties cannot be said to be bad, but it is definitely not good. Yokai Byakuya. Radical people need to have strong strength, otherwise it is impossible, and Shisui should be a dove, right? How are you going to deal with Shisui? That other god can give you a shot directly. At present, other gods still have no solution, and even the control of the reincarnation of the dirty earth can be solved. There is a high probability that the eye power must be stronger than Shisui. A kaleidoscope of the same level will be changed. So only the Eternal Eye and the Samsara Eye are not controlled by other gods. Assuming that's the case, how can he get the Eternal Eye? Now I don't even have a kaleidoscope. Daily Byakuya. Why don't you listen to my suggestion and just ask Tsunade for a soft meal? Zombie Byakuya. Actually, you don't have to go to Tsunade, you can go to Kirigage. If Kirigage is in the period of Terumi Mei, then just eat the soft rice of the 5th Mizukage. Pirate Byakuya. Wrong, 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 I think we can go to Yun Ninja's side. Yun Ninja's side is respected for its strength, and there are also beauties of Samui's level. Zombie Bai. Should I be beaten to death by Ai? I think it's good to go to Iwa Ninja Village. You can develop black soil by playing with it. Daily White Knight. Totally wrong. You are all wrong. Have you forgotten that there is an older brother who is currently the most powerful in the ninja world? That's right, it's my brother Nagato. Let's go hang out with Xiaonan. The Akatsuki organization is so good. Conan sleeps with you, Kisame rubs your back, Pain buys rice, Itachi cooks, Deidara takes you to play in the mud, and if you like toys, look for Scorpion. We will mend any torn corners of your clothes, knock them off if you are in a bad mood, purify the air, and even receive a bird if you make a significant contribution. Thinking about it this way, everything else is just a temporary stop, and only the Akatsuki organization is his last resort. Rely on a ghost. Naruto Byakuya. You really don't believe me, buddy? Maybe I can lead the Uchiha clan to make a comeback. Letting yourself eat soft food at the beginning is somewhat looking down on yourself. He felt like he could still struggle. Pirate Bai Yi. It's not that I don't believe you, it's just too difficult. If you can save Shisui, I feel that the chance of winning this matter will be at least 10%. If Shisui can see the true face of Konoha's high-level officials, the chance of winning can be increased by another 20%. And the most important thing is that you don't have much say in the Uchiha clan at present. After all, no matter how much you look down on Uchiha Fugaku's behavior of leading the Uchiha clan to die, he is now the patriarch of the Uchiha clan and the one who can decide everything. If you want to change the current situation of the Uchiha clan, you must do two things. First, you can't let Uchiha Shisui's eyes be taken away by Danzo. Once taken away, the plot will be the same as the original work. All the pressure will fall on Itachi. There has been a rumor in the clan that he killed Shisui, and then the radicals in the clan will take the initiative to prepare for rebellion. At that time, Itachi naturally couldn't stop the incident, so he could only make a deal with Danzo and Sarutobi Hiruzen to exterminate the clan and save Sasuke. Although he despised Uchiha Itachi's act of slaughtering the entire clan, Bai Yi thought at that time that it was nothing more than leaving Sasuke behind, or the entire clan died in battle and then was labeled as a rebel, and finally consumed part of Konoha's combat power to end this rebellion. Therefore, Shisui must be saved, at least his eyes must not be taken away by Danzo. Secondly, he must become the head of the Uchiha clan. Only by becoming the head of the clan can he have the right to speak and make most people in the clan listen to him. Otherwise, all the plans at this time are just empty talk. Naruto Byakuya. I already have a rough plan, so let's start with the clan meeting first. After thinking about it for a while, he decided to start with the clan association. At present, the primary purpose is to see if we can get support from other Uchiha clan members. In this way, Fugaku can be driven away. Fugaku was definitely a good clan leader in peaceful times, but it is different now. What the Uchiha clan needs now is not a dovish clan leader. Naruto Byakuya. Everyone, I'll leave first. I'll deal with this matter later. I'll let you know when there's progress. After thinking about the solution, Bai decided to take action first, at least while there was still a chance. Bai didn't want to defect just like that. Pirate Bai. Okay, then I'll go down and practice first. The Valley of the Gods is coming soon, and I need to practice well at this time. If I continue to waste time like this, I may really die in the Valley of the Gods. If God Valley wants to participate, it needs to be at least as strong as Golden Lion and the others. Otherwise, people like Silver Axe and Captain John would all die in the Valley of the Gods. Knights of God, Garp, Roger Pirates, Rocks Pirates. This war can be said to be even more exaggerated than the war on top. Basically all the strong men of this era are here. In the three-way struggle between the world government, the navy and the pirates, the weaker one will die. And there are many treasures in this battle. Bear's meatball fruit, Kaido's blue dragon fruit, but Bai still prefers the second one. But most of the devil fruits in the One Piece world actually choose people. I don't know if I can get it. If you can't get Byakuya, you can still find other ones, such as the vampire fruit and the thunder fruit in the movie version. In the world of pirates, most fruit abilities are auxiliary, and the truly powerful one is domineering. Nika's words. He never thought that the fruit itself might change a person's personality, and it was also a fruit that could choose its host. The world government has been searching for more than 800 years but has not found it. If he wants to find it right away, he feels it is a bit unrealistic. Shaking his head, Bai shook off the unnecessary thoughts and looked at the young man waving the mace in the distance. Bai also felt a sense of heroism in his heart. Now, the big pirates before the plot have not yet reached their peak, he has a great chance. Naruto World. After Bai closed the chat group, he got up and prepared to attend tonight's clan meeting. The clan meeting scene. Bai pushed open the door and entered. Just as he came in, the noise inside made Bai a little annoyed. It's not like he hasn't participated in Uchiha clan gatherings these days. As an elite ninja of the Uchiha clan, he already has the 3 Magatama Sharingan at this age. Byakuya has always received key training in the clan. Especially after Itachi and Shisui began to turn away from the Uchiha clan and approach Konoha. These resources are flowing to Bai in a steady stream. However, although he participated in many rallies, he found every one of them boring. The tribesmen only quarrel every day. The radicals say they want to rebel, and then the conservatives start to persuade, and the centrists make peace with each other. These days, there are more rallies but no solutions. Bai, you're here, come sit here with me. Among the radicals, Uchiha Setsuna waved to Byakuya and motioned for him to come to his side. The conservatives were naturally unwilling to be outdone. Tetsuya Uchiha quickly stood up and said, Byakuya, come over here. I have something to tell you. ... Can these two old guys get into a fight? Looking at the two people who were staring at each other with big eyes and small eyes, Bai felt strange in his heart, but the elder of the centrist faction was also sitting there without making any movement at this moment. For the centrists, they don't need to win over many people at all. Anyway, they just need to make peace with each other. If anything happens to the two elders, let's talk about it later. Bai was silent for a while, and now he couldn't go to anyone's side. The main reason is that he has always played the role of jumping between conservatives and radicals. On the one hand, it is because he is afraid that he may not be able to escape if he has too much contact with the two factions within Uchiha. On the other hand, I want to get some benefits from both sides. Anyway, after the Uchiha clan was exterminated, most of the family assets and ninjutsu were probably taken away by Konoha F4. If I take it away at this time, I can still keep some of the Uchiha clan's treasures. Once I don't want it, it will be cheaper for the third generation and Danzo. But at this time, since I have already decided to take action, then we must have a good talk with the two of them afterwards. The red-faced faces of Uchiha Tetsu and Uchiha Setsuna, who were still arguing at first, calmed down instantly. Turning their heads, the two of them looked at Bai Yi with extremely unbelievable expressions. Obviously, they didn't expect that Bai Yi would actually say this. Back then, they invited Bai Yi many times to ask for a private chat. But Bai Yi always found various reasons to shirk, without giving them any chance. But now, he wants to talk to them alone. Just why them and not one of them? Although they still couldn't figure it out, the two of them didn't dwell on it too much and agreed to it immediately. After that, they didn't continue to argue about where Bai Yi should sit. Instead, they started arguing again because of the previous incident. It wasn't until Uchiha Fugaku arrived that the scene calmed down. Looking at the audience, Uchiha Fugaku sighed in his heart, Itachi. Didn't he come yet? Although the clan didn't allow Itachi and Shisui to participate in the clan meeting, because the two of them joined the Anbu, they might also tip off Sarutobi Hiruzen, so they were not trusted by the Uchiha clan. Moreover, Uchiha Fugaku has found more and more that he can't understand Itachi. Now, he doesn't even come. What is Itachi thinking? Fugaku was also a little sad. He began to doubt whether it was a good thing or a bad thing for him to let Itachi be a spy. If he had known it was like this, he wouldn't have let Itachi go to the village to be a spy, making the child unpopular now. Shaking his head, Fugaku collected his thoughts, coughed lightly, and said, "Everyone, please be quiet. Today we are here to talk about the issues that were not discussed clearly last time. How should we get along with Konoha now? What should we do in the end? Do you have an answer now? Didn't I say what I said last time? Just resist directly. Konoha has already bullied us like this. Do we have to tolerate it all the time? If this continues, there will be no place for our Uchiha clan in Konoha. Are you kidding? How can we resist? Isn't the most important thing now to talk to Konoha? What the hell, if we could have talked about it, we would have talked about it long ago. Konoha now just wants our Uchiha clan to die. I think you are really seeking death for your rebellion. You already have a way to kill yourself." After Uchiha Fugaku just finished speaking, a fierce quarrel broke out in the entire conference room. The conservatives and radicals, led by Uchiha Tetsu and Uchiha Setsuna, have been arguing over whether to resist or compromise. Just like last time, Uchiha Fugaku's eyes flashed with distress. The two groups had been quarreling for various reasons before, and no one could convince the other, so in the end Uchiha Fugaku decided to let them think about it for the time being and talk about this matter later. As a result, after I went back last time, I didn't seem to come up with a solution. This time it seemed that there wasn't much difference from last time. Seeing that it was going to be the same as before, Uchiha Fugaku was somewhat entangled. If this is still the case, it is better not to continue chatting and leave. Just like before, it doesn't seem impossible. Actually, I feel like there's something wrong with the point where you two were quarreling. Bai Yi stood up and looked at a few people. After he spoke, the noise around them stopped instantly. Everyone turned their heads to look at him in surprise, obviously not expecting that he would actually speak. Speaking of which, he has participated in many rallies. But he never spoke in it, so most people ignored Bai Yi. He does not belong to any faction. Now, after Bai Yi finished speaking, everyone's eyes fell on him. It looks like he is ready to choose a side. Bai Yi, tell me. A trace of gentleness flashed across Uchiha Fugaku's face, and he also paid more attention to this genius who was as talented as his own son. Now regarding the way the Uchiha clan gets along with Konoha, he is obviously a little confused, otherwise he would not keep holding clan meetings. I want to know, what do you want? Bai Yi has never been able to figure out one thing. What is the Uchiha clan fighting for after the clan meeting has been held for so long? What do we want? Peace, of course. Fart. Humiliating peace. We want equality. We want Konoha to treat us equally. No, why can't the Uchiha clan become Hokage? One said he wanted peace, one said he wanted to strive for equality, and one said he wanted to get the position of Hokage. He said that peace was hard won. Another person said that the Uchiha clan had not received the treatment they deserved. Another person said that the Hokage had always belonged to the Senju clan, and why the Uchiha clan was not qualified to become the Hokage. The one who founded Konoha was Senju and Uchiha. Nowadays, in Konoha, the Senju clan has always been the Hokage, and the Uchiha clan has been placed in the corner of the village from being the largest clan, with other ninjas monitoring them. After Bai Yi listened to the leaders, he shrugged and said, "Look, you guys haven't even figured out what you want, how can you come up with a reason? They don't even know what they need, so they obviously can't make up their minds." "So, what do you mean?" Uchiha's eyes suddenly flashed with interest. It seemed like he had his own unique insights. In the final analysis, the reason why the Uchiha clan is like this is that, in addition to being targeted by some people, the things we do are too offending. The Konoha guards can be said to have returned many civilians. There are civilian ninjas who have been offended, so in Konoha, big families don't like to have contact with the Uchiha clan, and the same is true for small and medium-sized families. Now they don't even want to deal with civilians and civilian ninjas, so how can our current situation be good? Quote, "After all, the situation of the Uchiha clan is too bad and they are about to be exterminated. No ninja stands up to speak to the Uchiha clan. You can imagine how unpopular they are in normal times. The big family itself has a competitive relationship with the Uchiha clan. Konoha is like a big cake. If Uchiha takes a big bite, others will eat less. Naturally, the other party does not want to come into contact with the Uchiha clan. Small and medium-sized families, when Uchiha comes into contact with them, they are called arrogant. Byakuya naturally knows how arrogant some people are among the Uchiha clan. He keeps talking about the glory of the group and looks at everyone with a sideways look. From the looks of it, he certainly wouldn't be popular among other ninjas. Not to mention civilian ninjas and civilians, the person whom the Uchiha clan had always offended in the past was in the police force and dealt with these things every day. If you satisfied this person, the other person would naturally be dissatisfied. If things go on like this, the reputation of the Uchiha clan in Konoha is not very good. The security force has no so-called benefits for us at all. When the second Hokage established the security force, it seemed that he gave the Uchiha clan rights, but this was just a trap that completely distanced the Uchiha clan from their rights. Center. Haven't you been asking why the Uchiha clan can't become Hokage? It's very simple. That's because we have offended everyone we can, so who will support us to be Hokage? Quote. Deafening. At this moment, everyone was a little dazed, savoring every word Bai Yi had said before. Enlightened. Teacher, they have understood. So teacher, Bai Yi, you think we should resist, right? Uchiha Satsuna has understood. Bai Yi wants them to resist. I was right about you, Bai Yi, you are indeed a staunch radical. Although you have hidden it before, are you finally showing your fangs now? Are you sick? Bai Yi's idea is obviously what we conservatives think. Although it is a little radical, he has never said he wants to rebel. Quote. Uchiha Tai instantly lost his composure. He strongly disagreed with what Uchiha Satsuna said about Bai Yi being a radical. Bai Yi's constructive opinions, isn't it just about asking the Uchiha clan to improve the relationship with other Konoha clans, civilian ninjas and civilians? How could he be a radical hawk? What did you say? Do you want to fight? Come on, who's afraid of who? Do you think we conservatives are made of rubber? Quote. Is this going to be a fight? Bai Yi, which faction do you think you belong to? Uchiha Tetsu and Uchiha Satsuna argued for a long time, and finally realized something was wrong. They said it was useless and they had to listen to Bai Yi himself. Some of his remarks are biased toward radicals, and some are also beneficial to conservatives. It was a bit ambiguous. Although Bai Yi finally expressed his attitude and gave opinions that the two elders and even the centrists thought were reasonable, it would be better if they could be more specific. I don't belong to any faction. I just think that whether you are a conservative or a radical, what you need to do now is to carry out internal reforms, and external changes also need to be made. At least in my opinion, if the situation in the village is the Uchiha clan will not become like this without anyone targeting them. The people behind the scenes must be found out and dealt with. Quote. Is it useful to keep compromising? Totally useless. The third generation may hold back, but Danzo will never hold back, and will only slowly wear away the power of the Uchiha clan. After realizing that their power has been being wasted, the Uchiha clan will probably be ready to take action. Then won't it still be a night of genocide? Therefore, in order to change the Uchiha clan from being exterminated, the most important thing is to get rid of Konoha F4 headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo. How do we need to reform internally? How do we need to change externally? Uchiha Fugaku's eyes flashed with excitement. Finally someone offered useful advice. Unlike before, radicals and conservatives had no other solution except quarreling. The first is the security team. If we encounter problems in the future, we can just deal with them directly. There is no need to offend people for some things. It is not our business anyway. Even if the trouble goes to the village, it will just be a case of incompetence. If we want to relieve our security team of their responsibilities, then just let them do so. I guess they won't dare to do it at that time. After all, no one is willing to take over this thing. Byakuya really didn't understand why the Uchiha clan wanted to hold on to this hot potato, since they would just be working as slaves from now on. But if this is the case, will it cause greater conflict between the village and the Uchiha clan? Uchiha Fugaku began to worry again, which made Byakuya roll his eyes. Sure enough, Fugaku is really not suitable to become the clan leader at this period. If he becomes the clan leader, he will simply destroy the Uchiha clan. I would like to ask, does the Uchiha clan pay them for the security force, or does the village pay them? We Uchiha distribute money internally. Members of the guard are paid. During the second Hokage period, this was paid for by the village, but since the Second Ninja War, the Third Ninja War and the Nine Tails Rebellion, the village found Uchiha Fugaku to discuss whether the Uchiha could internally pay for the security team on the grounds that they had financial difficulties, had experienced several wars, and needed to restore interest and did not have that much money. At that time, Uchiha Fugaku was thinking about the Nine Tails Rebellion he had just experienced. Because the Sharingan in Kyuubi's eyes was seen by many people were saying that the Uchiha clan was preparing to rebel. In order to prevent them from saying more, I also thought that the money was not a lot for the wealthy Uchiha clan, so I might as well pay for it myself. As a result, the money was originally borne by the village and became borne by the Uchiha themselves. You see, the village won't spend money for us, so why are you so responsible for the village? You used to be too moral. If we don't want to be moral, then this matter has nothing to do with us, right? It has been dealt with like this and has become an existence that everyone in the village hates. Why do we continue to do this? Anyway, the village bears the benefits, and all the disadvantages are borne by us, the Uchiha clan. How can this be done? So in my opinion, the first step to solve the current predicament is to destroy it first. Quote. That's right. The best thing is to show it off. The village doesn't pay them anyway, and they get bad reviews for their work, and then they go to the village to complain. The other side of the village appeased the villagers, and then scolded the Uchiha clan, and then the village gained the favor of the villagers. After the Uchiha clan was scolded, they were also resented by the villagers. All of this benefit went to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Now, if you are holding back your anger, doesn't that mean you will rebel? Who doesn't want to be respected by others? It's not okay to be forced to do something by yourself every day, and it's not okay to do it from a fair perspective, and it's not unfair, so everyone should just stop playing in that business and just start showing off. I agree, Elder. Although I am a conservative, I really don't want to be so arrogant. Every day I am either scolded or accused of not being able to do things well. Among the conservatives behind Uchiha Iron, many people agree very much. After all, he was serious about his work and wanted to change the impression of the Uchiha clan on the people in the village. In the end, no one expected that this would be the result. Of course I wouldn't be happy either. But if I do this, I won't be able to say anything to the village afterwards. Uchiha Fugaku was numb. Once he did this, he also understood that he would most likely have no room for maneuver in the village. What's wrong with being afraid? Look at how the village is dealing with the Uchiha clan now. What's wrong with us doing this? Uchiha Satsuna frowned and looked at Uchiha Fugaku with some dissatisfaction. He used to think that this was a very good clan leader, but now seeing how he handled things, he was really getting more and more unhappy in his heart. How to make a decision in a fussy way. Clan leader, I think you don't decide for the time being. I still have something to say. Can you talk to me after I finish? Baiyi knew that Fugaku's indecision came again. On the one hand, he wanted to change the internal status quo of the Uchiha clan and hoped to be tougher. On the other hand, he was afraid that his toughness would cause the rift between the Uchiha clan and Konoha to become larger and larger, until it directly led to a conflict between the two sides. That is, he was always entangled between these two, which led to Uchiha Fugaku's death with all the clan members. Okay, Uchiha Fugaku thought deeply for a while and nodded in agreement. Well, let me first talk about my views on the relationship between Uchiha and Konoha based on what I said before. You can go back and think about it carefully later. I talked about the issue of the guard team before, so let's talk about the second issue, some issues outside the Uchiha clan, which is also the most acute problem that must be solved. Bai Yi was thinking about it, having just finished talking about the current security team's problems. So now we can also talk about the problems between Konoha and Uchiha. Uchiha and Konoha, in the final analysis, the most fundamental reason is not the conflict between us. You have always got the point of conflict wrong. Bai Yi thought for a moment, and then slowly expressed his opinion. So, you also think we can't rebel, right? Uchiha's face was filled with joy. This was obviously their conservative thinking. It seemed that Bai Yi was indeed what he thought, and he was indeed the good boy he thought he was. Satsuna Uchiha on the side was also a little unhappy. Wasn't this guy's speech just now biased towards the radicals? Why do you suddenly say this again? No, maybe I didn't fully express what I just meant. What I mean is that our enemy is not all the ninjas in Konoha village, but the elders headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen and the forces under their command. As for the other ninjas in Konoha village and those who don't stand in line, there is absolutely no need for us to antagonize each other. Even if we want to resist in the later stage, it will be against Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others, not against the entire Konoha village. Quote, from Bai Yi's point of view, if the target were to change the target from the entire Konoha village to the Hokage family, then the pressure would naturally be much less. The Uchiha clan had always said that they would rebel, but this rebellion was not just against Sarutobi Hiruzen and others, but the entire Konoha. But if you are just dealing with Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others instead of the entire Konoha, there is no need to make so many enemies. In Konoha village, there are not many people who are dissatisfied with Sarutobi Hiruzen. At least now, the Hyuga clan is neither salty nor indifferent to the Hokage clan. Otherwise, how could it be possible that Hinata's ninjas weren't even seen when Konoha collapsed the plan? As the largest ninja clan in Konoha at that time, the Hyuga clan did not participate in the war. Isn't this a way to show their dissatisfaction with Hiruzen Sarutobi? Especially when it's still not long since handing over Hyuga Hazashi. Even if Hinata Hazu doesn't say it with her mouth, she will always remember this in her heart. Yes, Byakuya is right. What we want to overthrow is Sarutobi Hiruzen. We are not fighting against the entire Konoha. We just want to get back what originally belonged to our Uchiha clan. Uchiha Satsuna, who was still looking like a Sema, burst out laughing. It was obvious that he was very satisfied with Byakuya's follow-up remarks. After all, in his opinion, if they are not aggressive externally, the Uchiha clan will only be slowly wiped out. Bai Yi, do you want to rebel? Uchiha Fugaku's heart sank. This was not a good idea. This is just self-defense. Does Chief Fugaku think that even if we do nothing, the other party will let us go? Isn't it a bit too naive? It has been Danzo who has been targeting Uchiha over the years, but without the acquiescence of the Hokage, Danzo can't be so arrogant. So, in the final analysis, Sarutobi Hiruzen also does not want our Uchiha clan to be too powerful. This also has to mention the policy continued by the second Hokage, which is still used by them to this day. It's not that we haven't thought about it, but what is the final result? In the Second Ninja War and the Third Ninja War, we, the Uchiha clan, paid the most, but in the end we didn't get much credit. All the credit belongs to the three ninjas. There is Namikaze Minato. In the Nine Tails Rebellion, we obviously did nothing. We were assigned to the corner of the village in the end, and there were other ninjas and Anbu monitoring us around. Chief Fugaku, look at the ninjas around you. Do you think it's as long as we rebel, the other party will directly attack us? So under this situation, the other party keeps forcing us to rebel. Do you think this is still a choice for you? Quote, in Byakuya's opinion, Uchiha Fugaku was too naive. It had obviously reached the point of no return, but in the end, he still naively fantasized about improving the relationship between Konoha and Uchiha through other means. In the final analysis, it is not that the Uchiha clan cannot integrate into Konoha, but that the other party simply does not want to see them integrate into it. Then, while Uchiha Fugaku didn't speak, Byakuya continued, in addition, I have one last thing, that is, Chief Fugaku, I think you are no longer suitable to continue to be the leader of the Uchiha clan. Your character as being too indecisive will only lead the Uchiha clan to destruction. That's right. The last thing Byakuya wanted to say was to step down Uchiha Fugaku. Only when Uchiha Fugaku steps down can he make changes, and at this important point, if he changes the plot, then there may be a chance to win a lottery. So no matter what, the first thing Byakuya has to do is to become the leader of the Uchiha clan. What? Before Fugaku could react, the surrounding Uchiha members were stunned. Although they had been quarreling before, they had never thought of abolishing Fugaku, but after Byakuya proposed it, Satsuna Uchiha's heart suddenly moved. He really thinks that Fugaku is too weak. Now when facing Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others, it is impossible to seek benefits for the Uchiha clan, and he is even being suppressed everywhere. Faced with all this, Fugaku couldn't even find a way. But Bai Yi is different. From some of the solutions Bai Yi just gave, he also saw hope. Instead of waiting to die like this, it is better to fight directly. Bai Yi, do you know what you are talking about? Fu Yu reacted, his face changed, and his eyes looking at Bai Yi were also full of danger. Obviously, he did not expect Bai Yi's thoughts to be so dangerous. Not only did he want to lead the Uchiha clan to resist, but he even wanted to remove his position as the clan leader. I think very clearly, clan leader, please abdicate. Now compromise is simply impossible to bring peace to the Uchiha clan. Either choose to lead the Uchiha clan to leave Konoha directly, or lead the Uchiha clan and Sarutobi Hiruzen and others to fight and gain the upper hand in other aspects besides force, but no matter which one you do, you don't have the courage to do it, so now you are no longer suitable to be the clan leader of the Uchiha clan. The first one, taking the Uchiha clan away, it is estimated that it will not work. After all, even Uchiha Madara couldn't take the Uchiha clan away at the beginning, so it is naturally impossible for Uchiha Fuyu at this time. As for the second one, Fugaku could actually do it, but he didn't have the courage. He had the Mangekyo, but in the end he chose to wait for death. Bai Yi didn't know how to understand the other party. You want to die, but many Uchiha people don't want to die. Why do you want to take others to die with you? In the final analysis, the Uchiha clan extermination night was Uchiha Fugaku's compromise that led the Uchiha clan to death, and then Uchiha Itachi destroyed the entire clan for Sasuke. Selfish. Have you ever asked other members of the Uchiha clan if they are willing to die? At that time, when Itachi raised the butcher knife in his hand and pointed it at them, they clearly didn't want to die. Therefore, Fugaku is not a qualified clan leader. At least in this regard, he allowed his son to massacre the Uchiha clan. Obviously Uchiha Fugaku has a kaleidoscope, but if he takes action, along with other elite ninjas of the Uchiha clan, Itachi will not be able to succeed. Although he will be attacked by Obito, Anbu, and Genbu in the later stage, at least he won't die so cowardly. Could it be that if you become the leader, you can lead the Uchiha clan out of this predicament? Uchiha Fugaku calmed down and looked at Byakuya. He did not rush to refute, but asked Byakuya, is he so confident that he can solve the Uchiha clan's problems? At least it will be better than it is now. Whether it is conservatives or centrists, if we cannot pool our strength together, it will only lead to destruction in the end. We should be tough when we should be tough, and we should be conservative when we should be conservative. Instead of being tough and conservative. Good. Uchiha Jin, the leading elder of the centrist faction, clapped his hands and applauded. This is what the centrists want to express. Although they have been at odds with each other, they just see that both conservatives and radicals are too extreme, and both sides are acting at different extremes. In order to avoid this situation, they naturally can only reconcile in the middle. And the idea proposed by Bai Yi now is what they want, to be tough when they should be tough, and to be conservative when they should be conservative. So, what do you think? It was rare that Uchiha Satsuna and Uchiha Tetsu didn't quarrel. Instead, he gave Bai Yi the right to speak on this matter. Actually, this is very general. In short, you can't just compromise like the Fugaku clan leader, and you can't always be aggressive. When you play cards, will you throw away your king at the beginning? Compared to the Uchiha clan, Konoha is testing the attitude of the Uchiha clan at this time. Slowly test, and then after confirming that you can take action, you will take action against the Uchiha clan. I also think Fugaku, why don't you abdicate today? Although I know this is very hasty, I feel that if you continue to stay in this position, it will only bring disaster to the Uchiha clan. Uchiha instantly raised his head and looked at Uchiha Fugaku, although it was very absurd for Byakuya to become the clan leader. But at least it's better than Uchiha Fugaku. Setsuna Uchiha saw no hope in Uchiha Fugaku. Although I don't agree very much, what Bai said before is really to my liking. Uchiha Jin also expressed his attitude. In the end, only Uchiha Tetsu was still a little hesitant. If I don't do well, I can abdicate at any time. Byakuya finally raised the stakes. If he didn't do well, he could abdicate later. After all, the Uchiha clan did not have the final say as the leader of the Uchiha clan. The elders of the three factions also hold real power. Originally, they were just fighting among themselves. Because they had different opinions, they never paid attention to Uchiha Fugaku. But after Bai said that, several people also reacted. If it continues like this, doesn't it mean that Uchiha Fugaku has no role at all in the position of clan leader? In the confrontation with Konoha, there was no advantage at all. Even the conservatives doubted in their hearts whether Fugaku was Konoha's undercover agent. Why the hell did I hold a meeting and turn it into my abdication ceremony? Uchiha Fugaku looked at the eyes of the group of people below, and he knew in his heart that he would not be able to abdicate today. The position of clan leader is elected within the Uchiha clan and can naturally be overturned. A wry smile flashed across his face. Over the years, he asked himself that he had been working hard for the Uchiha clan, but the results of his efforts did not seem to be as expected. If you can do a good job, I will naturally not occupy the position of clan leader. Although Uchiha Fugaku is weak, he also wants the Uchiha clan to move in a good direction. Since Bai is willing to accept everyone's supervision and can abdicate at any time, he will not occupy this position. Bai, who just went up, will come down soon if there are no results. Therefore, compared to himself, Byakuya will most likely want to do something to change Uchiha after he goes up there. Perhaps, for me, the White Knight at this moment is the most suitable. And Byakuya's strength is not bad. He has the strength of an elite Jonin and is one of the best in the clan. The most important thing is that the opponent is very young and has top talent. Originally, Itachi was also the same, but Itachi is no longer favored by the people in the clan. Trust. As for the clan leader, apart from those old guys, the only one who can compare with him day and night is himself, the clan leader who has a kaleidoscope. However, Fugaku has no intention of becoming the leader of the Uchiha clan. After Bai's analysis just now, Fugaku realized how stupid many of his previous operations were. Then let's vote. Those who approve of Uchiha Byakuya becoming the new Uchiha clan leader, please raise your hands. As he spoke, Uchiha Setsuna raised his hand, and then the radicals behind him followed suit. Uchiha Jin, who had always believed that Bai and he were on the same side, also raised his hand, and the centrists who followed him naturally supported Bai. Only Uchiha Tai was a little hesitant, but after seeing that the other two factions agreed, he finally decided to give it a try. Bai, I agree that you can become the clan leader, but I hope you can fulfill your promise. If you can't, I will immediately suggest that you step down. Uchiha Tai looked at Bai seriously. Although they were conservatives and doves, they also hoped that the Uchiha clan would live a better life. He also hoped that Bai could keep his promise. Since you have chosen me, I will not let you down. If I have the opportunity in the future, I will lead the Uchiha clan to the moon. Go to the moon. Is this your campaign manifesto? Really tough. Uchiha Fugaku's eyes flashed with surprise, but he just laughed in his heart, and he thought Bai was just joking. So, from now on you are the new head of the Uchiha clan. We will spread this news later. You will be under a lot of pressure now. If you do not do well and are dismissed, you will lose face. Uchiha Setsuna looked at Bai deeply. You can imagine the pressure Bai is under now. He was dismissed not long after he took office. What will other people in the village think? Ding! There is a turning point in the important plot. Uchiha Fugaku stepped down. Congratulations to Bai Yi in the Naruto world for getting a chance to draw a lottery. Lottery. Hokage Byakuya. It seems that it is indeed the same as our previous analysis. After Fugaku stepped down, I became the clan leader, and then I had a chance to draw a lottery. After the meeting, all members of the Uchiha clan dispersed. The current game between the Uchiha and Konoha was scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. After he came back, he opened the lottery interface as soon as possible. Pirate Byakuya. Oh my god, you changed the plot. Then draw and see what's going on. Daily Byakuya. The first draw in the chat group, just get a samsara eye. Hokage Byakuya. I dare not dream of this. This is too exaggerated. Get a samsara eye directly for yourself. He doesn't dare to dream of this. Zombie Byakuya. You are timid, I dare to do it. It's just a dream, what's there to be afraid of? Naruto Byakuya. Then I'll draw. Looking at the position of the big turntable, the lottery interface has also been displayed. All kinds of abilities and props in the Naruto world have appeared on this turntable. From low to high abilities, there are masters of transformation, and even the sacred tree. And these projections also appeared in the chat group for the other Byakuyas to see together. Monster Byakuya. Sage Body. 6 Paths Power. Magatama Samsara Eye. So you can become stronger by spending money. He also wants to spend money. Byakuya clicked to start, and the big turntable turned rapidly. Then the pointer began to move slowly, and it seemed that it would stop soon. Don't do the Great Snake Substitution Technique. Byakuya really couldn't accept the Great Snake Substitution Technique. People spit out snakes, snakes spit out people, people spit out swords, snakes spit out swords. This thing is really disgusting. But fortunately, the pointer passed even if it was about to stop. Arrived at the location of the immortal body. It's the immortal body is okay. Passed again. Kaleidoscope. It seems that it is not impossible. Finally passed the immortal body, and the pointer stopped at the location of the kaleidoscope. In an instant, Bai Yi felt that the 3 Magatama in his eyes were spinning wildly, and then a black ice crystal pattern appeared in Bai Yi's eye sockets. Omatsumi, Iroha. 2 kinds of eye techniques appeared in Bai Yi's mind instantly. After learning about the abilities, Bai Yi was numb. So strong. The legend of Omatsumi God in Sakura is that he controls the sea. So, Omatsumi gave himself the ability to control the sea at will and to create a kind of black water. The black water can extinguish any flame and add a gravity effect. People who are sunk into the black water will be buried in the black water with their souls. And Iroha God is the god in charge of medicine. Iroha gave Bai Yi the ability to recover himself and mark other people. Once the marked person is, Bai Yi can extract the opponent's physical strength and vitality at any time to recover himself. Even if he is dying, he can recover instantly by extracting the life of others. He can also use the opponent's vitality for others, but only 50% of the effect of the main body. One gives Bai Yi the ability to fight, and the other provides endurance and strong vitality. Because he is eager to change the current situation of the Uchiha clan by force, and is worried that he will die if he is not strong enough. He needs strong power, so there is Omatsumi, and because he is afraid of death, there is Iroha. The Sharingan is worthy of being the eye of the soul. Pirate Bai Yi. What the hell, buddy? Are you serious? Monster Bai Yi. You just opened the Mangekyo. No. They were just talking before. I just thought that after Bai Yi opened the Mangekyo, he could open Susanoo, and if he could use wood release, he could directly use Susanoo to set the Buddha. But before, it was just a thought, and everyone knew in their hearts that the opening of the Mangekyo required emotional stimulation. The most direct way was to kill the closest person, but he had clearly stated before that he didn't have any. So it seems unlikely that Bai Yi would awaken the Mangekyo. But, he just said it yesterday, and he awakened today. Isn't this speed a bit too fast? Hokage Bai Yi, isn't this open for you? By the way, does opening the Mangekyo consume pupil power? He just roughly calculated that if he used these 2 abilities a little more, he would probably be like Hashirama, and the Mangekyo would be useless in a month. So there are only 2 options now. The first is to get a sage body or transplant Hashirama cells. The second is the eternal eye. Unfortunately, the first type of immortal body cannot be obtained by oneself. Hashirama's cells can be transplanted, but it is necessary to find the mad scientist Orochimaru, which is very risky. Tsunade can also do it, but the other party's hemophobia needs to be cured. Not to mention the Eternal Eye. How can I open the Eternal Eye without even my relatives? Pirate Bai Yi. I just tried it, now except for the mouth, the whole body is soft. Monster Bai Yi. Too exaggerated, I used your Mangekyo eye technique and my physical strength was drained instantly, but your eye technique is really powerful. Daily Bai Yi. I feel dizzy when I open a Magatama. Zombie Bai Yi. I can't open the Mangekyo, I can only open 3 Magatama, the Mangekyo consumes too much physical strength. It's not an ability in my own world, and it consumes a lot of physical strength, especially the Mangekyo in other worlds has changed from pupil power to physical strength consumption. Hokage Bai Yi. This pupil technique is indeed strong, even I can't use it a few times, but having a Mangekyo is always better than 3 Magatama. He also knows it very well. It's better to awaken the Mangekyo than 3 Magatama. Even if you use it too much, you will go blind, but if you don't have it, then when you face the Mangekyo, it will be a dimensionality reduction attack. However, after drawing the Mangekyo this time, Bai Yi also began to calculate where he should change the plot to get a chance to draw the lottery. First of all, there are still many things that can be changed within the Uchiha clan, and the guard team should also be counted. Similarly, there is Shisui. Although Shisui is a saint, he is not like Itachi in the early stage. Shisui himself wants to change the relationship between the Uchiha clan and Konoha. That is, he trusted Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo too much. So the Mangekyo was taken away by the other party. And now, Shisui is a target that can be fought for. If Shisui chooses to stand with him, then Itachi will also be a possibility. In this way, the power of the Uchiha clan can be integrated to deal with Konoha. Instead of the power within the Uchiha being divided into several factions, and then each of them is consuming each other, and finally being pulled to extinction by Konoha. Fugaku, does that mean you are no longer the clan leader? After returning home, Uchiha Fugaku told Uchiha Makoto about his situation. At the clan meeting just now, he was removed from the position of the clan leader of the Uchiha clan, and Bai Yi took over. At first, Uchiha Makoto was reluctant to believe it. In her opinion, even if Fugaku stepped down, Bai Yi would not be able to take over. After all, Bai Yi's age is not much different from Itachi. But father did nothing wrong, why did they let father step down? Uchiha Sasuke was angry for Fugaku. In his opinion, his father did not do anything bad during his reign, why did they let his father step down? Sorry, father, is it because of me? Itachi's eyes flashed, then he lowered his head and began to think in his heart. The dinner, which had not been held together for a long time, was a little depressing at this moment. He was also quite shocked by the news. He did not expect that his father would be driven out by the elders. At least in the clan, he believed that his father had been adjusting the relationship between Konoha and the Uchiha clan. With the existence of 3 factions in the clan, it should not be like this. If his father stepped down, then was Bai Yi, who took over this time, a radical. Otherwise, there was no need to drive out a dove or a centrist. Itachi, it has nothing to do with you, don't think too much, but some of the things Bai Yi said before did get the support of most Uchiha people, so everyone chose him. Uchiha Fugaku shook his head. He actually knew about this matter in his heart. It was nothing more than that he could not find a solution, so that the clan members could not see hope in him, so naturally they would not choose him. Is that so? Itachi lowered his head and did not say anything else. But he began to think in his heart, what exactly did he say that made so many people choose to support Bai Yi? Is the war really going to start? Thinking of this, his heart tightened. After finishing his meal in a hurry, Itachi stood up and prepared to leave with the excuse of having a mission. Didn't Oni-chan say that you could practice with me tonight? Sasuke puffed up his cheeks and looked at Itachi angrily, thinking that Itachi didn't keep his word. He had clearly said that he would practice with him before, but he turned around and went to perform the mission again. Just now I remembered that there seems to be a mission to complete. As he said this, Itachi seemed to have thought of something, squatted down, looked at Sasuke with a gentle face and said, "Sorry Sasuke, this is the last time, forgive me, I will accompany you to train when I come back." As he said this, Itachi raised his hand and tapped Sasuke's forehead. Feeling the pain, Sasuke hugged his head and said angrily, "It hurts." But after saying this, he observed Itachi and saw that he didn't react. Sasuke was a little disappointed, while Itachi looked at Fugaku and others with an apologetic look, then turned around and left. Looking at Itachi's back, Makoto was a little worried at this moment. "Itachi, this kid. Believe in Itachi, he can do it well." Uchiha Fugaku hugged Makoto's shoulders and comforted her. "Itachi has always been so smart, he can definitely solve this problem." "Well, let's not talk about this, let's eat first." Sasuke is still here. Uchiha Makoto doesn't want to talk about this topic, and can only worry about Itachi's situation in her heart. After leaving home, Itachi immediately found Shisui and told him what happened inside the Uchiha. Now, the two of them have been expelled from the Uchiha clan, and the clan will not tell them some news. If they hadn't learned everything from Fugaku just now, it is estimated that the two would still be kept in the dark. "Itachi, are you saying that Bai might be a radical?" After learning this news, Shisui stroked his forehead with some distress. "Originally, I felt that Fugaku's inaction in the position of clan leader led to this situation. But in the current situation, why does it feel like Fugaku is better in power? Although he will not do anything, he will not confront Konoha head-on. It's just possible. My father belongs to the middle and the doves. Although he is sometimes radical, he is not too radical. So if a new clan leader is to be chosen, it can only be a radical. I just don't understand why the doves and the middle agree. Obviously, Bai Yi will take the throne only if the middle and the doves agree. Otherwise, how could Bai Yi take the throne at this age? This is the strangest point Itachi felt. If you say so, Itachi, should I use that to change his mind? Warring with Konoha is tantamount to suicide. Shisui had thought about changing Fugaku's mind and then achieving peace. But later, because Fugaku's ideas were not too radical, he gave up. Let's tell this information to the Hokage first. Itachi thought for a while, finally sighed, and said slowly. After saying that, he looked up at the sky, his eyes full of worry. Why can't the Uchiha clan integrate into Konoha? And now it seems that they have given up on integration and chosen a radical faction to take power. What do you want to say to the Hokage? Shisui was confused. It seems that they haven't figured out whether Bai Yi is a radical or a faction. It doesn't seem good to just let it go. What they said just now was just their own guess. Let's tell the Hokage about this first, and then we will try Bai Yi's attitude. I hope he is not a radical. Indeed, if he is a radical, then the clan will be exterminated in the end. Let's go to the Hokage and talk about it first. Shisui believed in this view. Danzo himself had said before that if the Uchiha clan rebelled, Konoha would not hesitate to take action. Although the Uchiha clan is very powerful, it is obviously impossible to say that it can be compared with the entire Konoha. Therefore, they have been preventing the radicals of the Uchiha clan from rising up because they know that the radicals will never succeed. And Sarutobi Hiruzen also gave them time to solve this problem. So they always thought that they were adjusting the relationship between the village and the Uchiha. Even if the Uchiha clan misunderstands them at this time, it doesn't matter. I believe that as long as this problem can be solved, everyone can understand them, right? The two looked at each other, then put on the Anbu masks and left the Uchiha clan and came to the Hokage's office. Shisui, Itachi, you guys came to see me so late. Is there something urgent? The Uchiha clan has changed its leader, and Bai Yi has become the new leader. Itachi and Shisui knelt on one knee, and the two told Sarutobi Hiruzen what happened in the clan. After hearing the information from the two, Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes flickered, and he was shocked in his heart. Changing the clan leader at this time. Is the Uchiha clan not coming with bad intentions? It's Bai Yi. I remember that when we were in the ninja school, you and Itachi were called the Uchiha twins, right? I didn't expect that he would become the leader of the Uchiha clan in the blink of an eye. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes flashed with emotion. He didn't expect that Bai Yi would become the clan leader. So what is his attitude towards Konoha? Shisui, have you asked Bai Yi how to deal with the relationship between Uchiha and Konoha? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked. Sorry, Hokage, we don't have it yet. We didn't attend the clan meeting today, so we are not very clear. The clan's affairs will no longer be told to them. So Shisui didn't know what Bai Yi's attitude was. But just now, after listening to Itachi's analysis, he felt that Bai Yi was indeed very likely to be a radical, but before confirmation, Shisui didn't mean to speak out his guess. After all, it was just his own guess. I know. If there is no way to do it later, I will ask Bai Yi for his opinion. I hope this child is the same as you. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed, and he also had a bad premonition in his heart. After chatting with the two for a while, Shisui and Itachi also left the Hokage's office. At the moment when the two left, a figure walked out of a shadow in the corner. Danzo was looking at Sarutobi Hiruzen gloomily and said, "Isn't what I said just now very obvious? If the Uchiha clan changes a clan leader at this time, doesn't that mean the radicals in their clan are rising? Fugaku is really a waste, he was actually driven out by a little kid. Originally, he was preparing to boil the frog in warm water, but if the radicals came to power, then it might not be so easy to solve the problem later." In the final analysis, Danzo had already thought about the Uchiha clan. If the moderates took the initiative, he would slowly kill them. If the radicals rose, he would kill them immediately. In short, the Uchiha clan must be killed. Who said they are the evil Uchiha clan? Hiruzen, please say something. Danzo looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was smoking silently, and got angry instantly. I have been talking here for a long time, but in the end, did Sarutobi Hiruzen listen to this matter? I know what you want to say, but for now I still hope that the village and Uchiha can live in peace. If there is room for maneuver, I don't want to go to that step. Sarutobi Hiruzen exhaled a long puff of smoke, then slowly looked up at Danzo and said, "You are really hypocritical, Hiruzen." Danzo looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen coldly, and couldn't help but laugh at Sarutobi Hiruzen's hypocrisy in his heart. Obviously, all the things he did were done for him. But he was the White Lotus, and all the black pots were born by himself. But Danzo also accepted it, at least occasionally he could enjoy the authority similar to that of Hokage. The Hokage is under the light, and there is no need for any black spots, and he is the root of Konoha, so any darkness is born by himself. Sarutobi, take action while the Uchiha clan hasn't reacted yet. Now the radicals have risen. If you take action later, the losses will definitely be maximized. The Uchiha clan has become the most unstable factor in Konoha. Have you forgotten the teacher's will? Danzo's face was slightly excited. He understood that the will of Senju Tobirama was to target the Uchiha clan. Moreover, he had his own purpose. So in the matter of exterminating the Uchiha clan, Danzo has been pushing it with all his strength. I said not to take action, at least not now. Sarutobi Hiruzen growled, obviously not allowing Danzo to take action. In his opinion, what reason did Danzo use to take action at this time? Although the Uchiha clan is arrogant, if you directly exterminate the human clan, what do you think other clans will think? After the Uchiha clan was exterminated, the first to bear the brunt was the Hyuga clan. If the people did not rebel at that time, it would be really strange. Sarutobi, I told you that I will bear the darkness. I can let the root do this. Danzo thought that Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't want to take the blame. Okay, since he doesn't want to, then do it yourself. Danzo, if you dare to attack the Uchiha clan now, I will immediately remove you from your position as assistant to the Hokage and the leader of the root. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Danzo deeply, and this look made Danzo a little scared. This is obviously a warning to Danzo not to act rashly. After all, he can really remove his authority. Okay. Danzo almost exploded with anger, and turned around and left. When he reached the door, he became more and more angry, so he didn't look back and said lightly, Sarutobi, you will regret it. Danzo, I am the Hokage. Bang! The door was slammed shut by Danzo, and Danzo was extremely angry at the moment when he left. I thought of the time when the second Hokage was covering their retreat and asked who was willing to step forward. It was because of his hesitation that Sarutobi Hiruzen became the Hokage. For Danzo, he has always regretted that he was not a second faster. If he was a second faster, he would be sitting in that position. Instead of being dismissed by Sarutobi Hiruzen with a sentence, I am the Hokage, when he put forward his opinions today. Good. Danzo can still wait, and Sarutobi, you forced me to do this. Danzo's eyes were gloomy, and he began to think about how to kill Sarutobi Hiruzen in his heart. He knew very well that Sarutobi Hiruzen had no chance with Sarutobi Hiruzen in power. A figure suddenly appeared in his mind. Orochimaru. A plan immediately appeared in his mind. Thinking of this, he had already thought about it in his heart that he seemed to have a chat with Orochimaru later. In the Hokage's office, Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up and looked at the crowd below, then his eyes unconsciously looked in the direction of the Uchiha clan. It's a troubled time, why can't you disband the clan like the Senju clan and directly integrate into Konoha? Although he didn't quite agree with Danzo's plan, in Sarutobi Hiruzen's opinion, the existence of the Uchiha clan did affect his rule over Konoha. Early the next morning, Bai Yi was just about to prepare for the clan meeting when two figures blocked Bai Yi's way at the door of the room. Looking at the two people in front of him, a trace of surprise flashed in Bai Yi's eyes, and then he regained his composure. He didn't expect that these two people would find him so quickly. Chief Bai Yi, although it's a bit presumptuous, is it okay if we want to have a chat with you? Shisui lowered his posture. Although he is also worried that Bai Yi is a radical, he also knows that if Bai Yi is a radical, there seems to be not much to say between the two parties. But at least I have to try, and since the other party is now the clan leader, I naturally need to be respectful. Clan leader. On the contrary, Itachi was a little awkward. Although he had prepared himself mentally before coming, he saw a clan leader who was about the same age as him, someone he had even met in the ninja school. In the blink of an eye, he suddenly became his own clan leader, and he felt a little weird in his heart. What's the matter? I'm going to the clan meeting soon. Bai Yi thought for a while, then made room for the two of them to come in and talk. Thank you. Shisui glanced at Bai Yi gratefully, and then called Itachi into Bai Yi's home. After inviting the two of them to sit down and pouring them a cup of tea, Bai Yi didn't go around in circles and asked directly, "What do you want from me?" Although he already knew in his heart what the purpose of the two people was to find him, Bai Yi still had to pretend. Clan leader, I want to know how you will prepare to deal with the problems between Uchiha and Konoha when you take power. Although Shisui was a little surprised, since Bai Yi asked twice, he naturally didn't hide anything. He immediately started asking Byakuya how he planned to deal with Uchiha and Konoha. Oh, what do you think I should do? A hint of teasing flashed in Byakuya's eyes, and then he looked at Shisui and Itachi and asked. These two people really didn't hide anything at all. Did you come directly to seek information from Konoha? I think we should show Konoha that our Uchiha clan is not a threat. After Shisui finished speaking, he stared at Bai Yi with burning eyes, obviously wanting to see Bai Yi's specific reaction. The same was true for Itachi beside him. How can we show that our Uchiha clan is not a threat? Should we dig out all the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan or destroy all ninjas? In this case, the Uchiha clan will indeed have no threat to Konoha. Quote. Bai Yi said, a sneer flashed on his face. Kui Zishui also turned on the kaleidoscope, but he didn't expect his mind to be so simple. Shisui was confused. Yes, I had just thought about making the Uchiha clan no threat to Konoha, but how could they not be a threat? It seems to be the same as what you said to Bai Yi, right? Shisui is too naive. Why does our Uchiha clan pose a threat to Konoha? Where does this threat theory come from? Bai Yi was still curious. Why does Shisui think that the Uchiha clan is a threat to Konoha? And who told Shisui about this threat theory? Shisui, if the strength of a ninja clan can also pose a threat to Konoha, then is the Hyuga clan a threat? Is Ino Shikacho a threat? Are the Sarutobi and Shimura clans a threat? In addition, Shisui has something else I want to tell you. Do you know why the tribe resisted? Bai Yi shook his head, looked at Shisui who was speechless, and asked a question. Shisui raised his head in confusion, and then shook his head. In fact, he probably knew it in his heart, but he couldn't say it out loud. You know that the clan members have been wronged. Why are they resisting? Because they feel threatened. When Uchiha Madara said that he would take the clan members away, the clan members were unwilling to leave. Why? Because peace is hard won. If he did not feel threatened, no one would think of resisting unless they have a brain problem. Absolutely ridiculous. When Uchiha Madara returned to Konoha, he did not take the Uchiha clan with him. At this time, you are saying that the Uchiha clan is overthinking. This is obviously impossible. There is no threat to everyone to resist. Who doesn't want peace? Byakuya, one clan after another. Why do all Uchiha people think that one clan is the most important? Can't we look at this matter from a higher perspective, from the Hokage perspective? If we integrate into Konoha, why is it targeting us Uchiha? Why doesn't Konoha target other ninjas? Itachi raised his head and looked at Byakuya, his eyes full of disappointment. I originally thought that Bai Yi, as a genius like himself, would definitely think about problems from the same height. But Bai Yi is still locked in the clan. Could it be said that Bai Yi is also limited to one clan? Haha, Itachi, why do you think I am limited to one clan? That's right, Shisui pulled Itachi, but in the end he didn't. Listening to his words, the sneer on Bai Yi's face became even worse. Why do you limit your vision to one village? Why don't you focus on the entire ninja continent? The sand village has no water all year round, why don't you send water to the sand village? The rock village has always wanted Konoha's land, why don't we Konoha give it land? The cloud village wants our Konoha's blood, so we can also give it to the cloud village. The mist village is economically scarce, why don't we Konoha give money to the other party? Why do other ninja villages target our Konoha? This is also possible. Shisui widened his eyes and was stunned. And there is nothing wrong with what he said. Itachi, first you have to understand that you are a member of the Uchiha clan, and finally a ninja of Konoha. If you follow your thinking, then are the Hyuga branch and main families also used to fight against Konoha. In addition, you said that you should understand things from the perspective of the Hokage. Sorry, why do you have to stand from the perspective of the other party? Why don't you understand from the perspective of the Uchiha clan? Why don't you stand in front of the vulnerable groups in the clan and think about whether they want to be targeted by Konoha? And integrate into Konoha. Itachi, this is the funniest joke I have ever heard. Why should our Uchiha clan integrate into Konoha? Hasn't the Uchiha clan always been in Konoha? Isn't Konoha the place where our Uchiha clan and the Senju clan created? Is it established? How can we integrate? Will it be disbanded like the Senju clan? If we are not integrated, why didn't the Hyuga clan integrate into Konoha? And after the Nine-Tailed Rebellion, the Sarutobi and Shimura clans took away the central area that originally belonged to our Uchiha clan. I really want to ask you, why were they able to take it? Is it because they have a Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen and a Hokage assisting Shimura Danzo? They are so greedy. Itachi, we Uchiha have always been in Konoha, but those people in Konoha can't tolerate Uchiha. Quote. After saying that, Bai Yi looked coldly at Itachi, who looked a little embarrassed. At this moment, he felt that his worldview seemed to be collapsing bit by bit. You are too extreme, Itachi said slightly excitedly. He couldn't find a reason to refute Bai Yi. But he couldn't convince himself of his inner thoughts, because this was something he had been thinking and insisting on for these years. If I agree with Bai Yi on this matter, so, can it be said that this incident means that all my persistence over the years has collapsed? Itachi, aren't you extreme? Did the Uchiha clan really do something wrong in this matter? Can you tell me specifically what the Uchiha clan did wrong? If Konoha doesn't want to believe Uchiha, then Uchiha has a choice. If you leave for other ninja villages, will other ninja villages welcome Uchiha, and will Konoha let the Uchiha clan leave? Speaking of it, Sarutobi Hiruzen told you about Konoha's difficulties and Danzo threatened you. If our Uchiha clan takes action, then the clan will be exterminated, right? Itachi, you are really naive, aren't you? Will the rebellion not be started? Speaking of which, as long as the Senju clan is in power, we will not be trusted. This is a problem left over from the Warring States period. If the first Hokage had not died so early or the fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato had not died, then this everything will be resolved. Even Senju Tobirama would not be in this situation if he had been in power for a longer time, but it happened that Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo were still in power. When the two of them were in power, White Fang was slandered and committed suicide. The three ninjas ran away. His grandson Senju Nezuki was blown up to death in front of Orochimaru and his internal organs were eviscerated, and the Nine Tails Rebellion ordered us Uchiha clan not to go to war. But he came to settle matters with us and promised the fourth generation to take care of Naruto. As a result, Naruto could only eat expired food and handed over the day difference to the Kumo ninja village in exchange for peace. Tell me which thing a Hokage should do. Quote. Bai Yi now felt filled with anger in his heart. When he first traveled to this world, Bai always thought that he was just a spectator. But the longer he stayed in the Uchiha clan, the more aggrieved he felt. Obviously many things should not be like this. As long as the co-authors threaten their rule, as long as they are unstable factors, they must be suppressed. Itachi, we founded Konoha. We no longer need to blend in. You're in trouble. Looking at Itachi, who was sweating profusely in front of him and whose pupils were dilated, Bai couldn't help but sigh in his heart. The so-called will of fire, how is this different from those brainwashing ones? In other words, the will of fire seems to have deteriorated by the third generation, right? In fact, Madara has a saying that is right. Putting the cart before the horse, it had already changed when Hashirama chose to fight with his former brothers for the sake of the village. Konoha is no longer the wood that Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara imagined when it was first founded. Leaf. Why is the Uchiha clan being targeted? In the final analysis, it is the policy and distrust of the second generation, and after continuing this policy, Sarutobi Hiruzen and others will naturally continue to target them, unless the Uchiha clan is completely disintegrated. You were right, but if there is a real rebellion, the Uchiha clan will not be able to succeed, and Konoha will also be affected by the war, which will eventually lead to the Fourth Ninja War. Shisui felt a little shaken in his heart, but he also struggled a little. Byakuya was right. Sometimes he also felt that Konoha's affairs against Uchiha were a bit inexplicable. But he didn't want to see the emergence of war, nor did he want to see the civil strife between the Uchiha clan and Konoha, so he kept adjusting the situation between the two parties. After Shisui finished speaking, Itachi couldn't help but have a flash of emotion on his face, looking at Shisui in shock. Obviously, he didn't expect Shisui to agree with Bai's idea. But he really couldn't find any reason to refute it. You were wrong. Our Uchiha clan wants to resist, but not against the entire Konoha, but against the group of elders headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen. Byakuya shook his head. He was not arrogant enough to be the enemy of the entire Konoha. Although it is possible, if nothing happens, I will probably go blind. So he never thought about using force to rebel. After all, sometimes there is no need to use force at all. How did White Fang die in the first place, and how did the Sannin escape? Isn't it just a rumor in the village? If he could make use of this, there would be no need for him to use force. It must be said that what Sarutobi Hiruzen and others did was too dirty. Anyway, using force is only the last option, and before that, he has to use force first. Not only to kill people, but also to kill people's hearts. Speaking of Shisui, are you here to test my attitude on behalf of the third generation? You can tell him directly that I am not a compromiser. Whatever Konoha does to us, I will do to Konoha. This is very important. Fair. Is there really no room for maneuver at all? Shisui, you know, I actually don't want to. The reason why I said so much to you is that I hope you can think more about the family. No one in the family wants to rebel. If you are not forced to have no choice, think about it. When you do this, how many people in the clan are disappointed with you? Konoha is everyone's Konoha, not the third generation's Konoha. The first thing you should consider when doing anything is your family. You want loyalty, but family love is the only thing. That's the first priority. Go back and think about it. The clan meeting is about to begin, so I'll leave first. Bai said, standing up and patting Shisui's shoulder. Da Shaozi is not very useful to Bai at present. Before opening the Mangekyo, he is no longer his opponent. Shisui's Mangekyo is very threatening to him, so Bai needs to win over Shisui, and once Shisui is won over by him, Da Shaozi's position is actually not important. Da Shaozi is not as opinionated as he is in the later period. On the one hand, it is because of Shisui's existence. He actually follows Shisui in many things. On the other hand, he is not under much pressure now. In the original work, after Shisui died, all the pressure fell on Itachi. At that time, Itachi had to face the pressure of Danzo on the one hand. He knew that it was Danzo who took away Shisui's eyes, but he couldn't do anything. In addition, he was accused by various people in the clan that he killed Shisui, and Obito came to him. Under all these circumstances, when the rebellious sentiment in the clan was getting higher and higher and there was no hope, he chose to exterminate the clan. What Bai despised was that if he wanted to exterminate the clan, he should do it cleanly and not leave a younger brother behind. Shaking his head, Baiyi left first, leaving Shisui and Itachi staring at each other in bewilderment. For a moment, neither of them knew what to say. Should we tell the third Hokage? Shisui suddenly felt that he didn't know what to say. Go ahead, but don't say the previous words. Just the latter ones. Judging from Baiyi's appearance, he will probably act soon. Whether we say it or not, the third Hokage will know. Itachi was silent for a while, and finally decided to say it. Judging from Baiyi's appearance just now, he will probably act soon. Even if they don't say it now, won't Sarutobi Hiruzen know the follow-up? As for the previous words, Itachi decided not to tell Sarutobi Hiruzen for the time being. He was a little hesitant in his heart. Chapter 11. Hiruzen, why are you still hesitating? I told you that the Uchiha clan cannot be trusted, right? Just now, after Itachi and Shisui told Sarutobi Hiruzen some of Baiyi's words, he immediately summoned the elders to come to a meeting. There is no way. In Sarutobi Hiruzen's view, Baiyi's thoughts are simply too dangerous. It seems that it is just as Itachi and Shisui said, the radicals have come to power. If they hadn't come to tell me about this today, I would still have a little idea of taking it slow. Hiruzen, I think it's better to do it directly. Mito Kato-en and Uchiha Kaharu looked at each other, and then decided to agree to Danzo's request. In the past, they have always been a little hesitant in the middle, on the one hand because they wanted to swallow the Uchiha cake, on the other hand they were afraid that Konoha would lose a large combat force, which would cause a war later. Moreover, once the war between Uchiha and Konoha is triggered, the Fourth Ninja World War is probably inevitable. Even if they don't take action, other ninja villages will definitely take the opportunity to get benefits from Konoha. Sarutobi, what are you hesitating about? Looking at Sarutobi Hiruzen, who has been smoking but not talking, Danzo is a little anxious at this moment. He doesn't understand. He was not anxious before, but now that the radicals in Uchiha have risen, is he still not anxious at this time? Do you know what it means to take action now? Sarutobi Hiruzen took the last puff of cigarette, then he took a long breath, looked at a few people and asked. Konoha and Uchiha clan go to war. Uchiha Kaharu is not a fool, and naturally knows that since the radicals have risen, if they take action with the Uchiha clan now, it will definitely be a war. Even the doves will never sit idly by. Yes, fighting now is a war. I don't want to see this happen. Even if the Uchiha clan can be defeated, how much loss will Konoha suffer? How many elite ninjas does the Uchiha clan have? It can be said that one Uchiha can beat two ordinary ninjas, right? According to the current size of the Uchiha clan, there are at least 600 ninjas, if not 800. And there are also some ninjas in the family who will not go to the village. They are all ninjas of the family. So, once fighting with the Uchiha clan, Konoha must pay a price of 1,000 to 2,000 ninjas to defeat the opponent. At this time, with the addition of hundreds of ninjas from the Uchiha clan, they have lost thousands of ninjas. How should they fight against other ninja villages? Although most of them are Chunin and Genin, it is still a big loss. But Sarutobi, have you ever thought that continuing to delay will only make us more passive? Danzo has been implementing the plan against the Uchiha clan. He believes that since they have to fight in the end, it is better to fight directly. After all, once the Uchiha clan finds a countermeasure to this thing, they will be in a passive position. Who will take action? Sarutobi Hiruzen turned his eyes to Danzo, his eyes full of speechlessness. No, can you think of anything else besides taking action? If you want to take action against the Uchiha clan, you must have a reason at least. You started to take action before they even started to rebel. Isn't this telling other ninja clans, just wait, if one day I am not happy with you, your fate will be the same as the Uchiha clan? Who will obey him then? So Sarutobi Hiruzen must not take action, and at the same time he must also hold Danzo down from taking action. If he can cause problems within the Uchiha clan and let them kill themselves, that would be the best result. So, when he knew that Uchiha Fugaku wanted Itachi to come to the Anbu as a spy, he was thinking about temporarily stabilizing the Uchiha clan on the one hand, and cultivating some of his own people who could deal with the Uchiha clan on the other hand. You said, if the Uchiha clan had internal strife, and then consumed itself and killed itself, even if there were one or two left, he could let the Anbu finish off, but most of them were killed by his own people. At that time, He only needed to shift all the responsibility to the other party, and then say some good words, wouldn't the matter be over? The threat of the Uchiha clan was gone, and he didn't need to bear the blame. At the same time, even if other ninjas in the village felt something was wrong, they wouldn't say much. After all, at that time, the Uchiha clan fell, and everyone could eat a piece of the cake of the collapse of the Uchiha clan, so naturally no one would say anything. No one would complain for the Uchiha clan that had been exterminated, but they couldn't take action directly. The nature of taking action by oneself would change. So, this is why Sarutobi Hiruzen has been pulling the doves, giving them hope, and then putting pressure on the Uchiha clan to make the radicals rebel. Once there is internal strife between the two sides, it is time for him to take action. But he never expected that Bai Yi seemed to have the unanimous support of radicals, conservatives and centrists. Now the Uchiha clan was united. Then he had no reason to take action. Danzo, you have to think clearly. We can't take action. After all, the Uchiha clan is our Konoha. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a hint of meaning, which also reminded Danzo. It is true that we cannot be too eager to destroy the Uchiha clan. If you want to destroy such a large clan silently, you must plan carefully, otherwise it will only leave people with something to talk about. Once other clans in the village become hostile to them, it will be really troublesome. But you can't just watch the other party go down the path of rebellion, right? Danzo narrowed his eyes and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a hint of meaning in his words. What he meant was that if you Sarutobi Hiruzen find a way, the Uchiha clan will rebel sooner or later. If you don't take action, it will be more troublesome in the future. After he takes office, he needs to do something to make the clan convinced. These days we must safeguard the interests of Konoha and other ninja clans. We can't let the Uchiha clan go to extremes. We can appease them if we can. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a hint of meaning. That's right. His meaning is also very simple. Bai Yi came to power with pressure, otherwise the centrists and conservatives would not compromise. But if Bai Yi can't do anything, then Uchiha Fugaku will most likely be lifted up. The last sentence is ostensibly about safeguarding the interests of all Konoha clan members, but this is equivalent to pushing the Uchiha clan to the opposite side of Konoha and all ninja clans. This is also the usual method used by Sarutobi Hiruzen. It is said to be appeasement, but in fact it is to repeatedly pull the emotions within the Uchiha clan, making the other party see hope and lose hope, thereby exacerbating the conflict between the two factions and achieving the effect of bloodless victory. Sandaime-sama is in trouble. The Anbu took a piece of information, placed it in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen, opened the scroll, and Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression changed. What is this Uchiha clan doing? What's wrong, Hiruzen? Kaharu glanced at the Anbu and then at Hiruzen Sarutobi. Watching his expression gradually change, Kaharu also felt a little confused as to what happened. Could it be that Madman Kumogakure is starting another war? You should look at the Uchiha clan's problems for yourselves. Sarutobi Hiruzen touched his forehead in distress, and then placed this information in front of several people for them to see. He really didn't expect this thing to turn out like this. Could this be Bai Yi's first move? Although he had already guessed that Byakuya would definitely do something after he came to power, this move was obviously something Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't expect. The security team directly fights the mud. What on earth is this going to do? When they went to bed, Kaharu and Mito Kadoyan were both confused. No, why does this feel like a trick played by children? Just start ignoring it. This guy is very smart. Danzo said with gloomy eyes. Compared to Mito Kaden and Kaharu, his political sense is obviously higher than the two of them, and he can naturally see what Byakuya wants to do. This trick seems like a child's trick, but it can indeed have some effects. But if the Uchiha clan wants to rely on this thing to solve their predicament, it seems a bit awkward, right? Lord Hokage, many villagers in the village are already downstairs waiting for you to give you the results. I understand. Let them wait for now. You can go find the new leader of Uchiha and the elders of the three factions to come over. After a moment of silence, Sarutobi Hiruzen decided to talk to Byakuya first. This time it is obviously more difficult to deal with than Uchiha Fugaku. Therefore, he also needs to find Bai Yi to find out. Yes, the Anbu disappeared into the Hokage's office, and then the four of them began to discuss what to say when Byakuya came later. Prepare in advance so there won't be any problems later. Byakuya Uchiha, there are 3 elders. Lord Hokage has invited you to come over to discuss some matters. The Anbu quickly found Byakuya. Uchiha Tetsu, Uchiha Setsuna and Uchiha Jin on the side all turned their heads to look at Byakuya in disbelief. Is it really what he said? As long as they do this, the Hokage will find them soon. After the clan meeting ended, the Uchiha clan began to implement the plan made by Byakuya last time. The Uchiha guards started to fight, and when dealing with things, they tended to let the Konoha villagers go to the village to deal with it. But now they are either drinking tea in the office, or they can't find anyone who is on a mission. In just one morning, the whole village was in chaos. In the past, whenever there were some trivial matters in the village, they would go to the Uchiha guards. Anyway, everyone has their own reasons. If you Uchiha can't handle it well, then it's your Uchiha's problem. But now the Uchiha people just don't deal with it for you. They just drink tea and can't find anyone, and then ask them to find people on the other side of the village to solve it. The villagers who were used to being uncles were a little panicked for a moment. Who doesn't know that it doesn't matter if you go to Uchiha with problems over the years and lose your temper, the other party will tolerate it anyway. This is one of the few opportunities for them to lose their temper with the ninja master, and the villagers will naturally not let this opportunity pass them by. But now, the Uchiha clan simply stopped playing with you. Except for a few old men in the guard team who were drinking tea and reading newspapers, all the other young people in the guard team had left their posts due to urgent missions. Moreover, this also said that he had already registered and would deal with it immediately when the people came back, but there was no one there at all. They wanted to deal with it immediately, so a group of people started to gather together and came to the Hokage's office. Some people want to solve the problem, while others want to complain to the Uchiha clan. Wait a minute, we'll be there later. Bai Yi nodded, with a smile on his lips. It seemed that his plan was successful. It was just to discuss Konoha and the villagers. It's not your father who cares about so many things about you. You can complain as much as you want, but seriously I will lose. So what if I complain to Konoha? Originally, the salary of the guard force was paid internally by the Uchiha clan. Byakuya didn't want to ease the relationship between Uchiha and Sarutobi Hiruzen, so he naturally let it go. As for chilling the villagers, it's not that the Uchiha clan doesn't want to deal with it, it's just that there are some urgent matters at the moment. When their own problems are solved, why not help them deal with it immediately? Besides, haven't they arranged for a few retired uncles to register them? Let's go. 3. Kindness. The 3 of them looked at each other and then followed Bai Yi. It may be Bai Yi's first time to come to this kind of scene, but the 3 of them have already experienced it. Clan leader Bai Yi, this is your first meeting since becoming the clan leader. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the visitor and greeted him with a smile, while Danzo and Mito Katoen beside him had cold expressions on their faces. They had discussed it before they came. Yes, this is indeed our first meeting. Does Hokage-sama have anything to do with me? You might as well tell me directly. Byakuya also didn't talk nonsense with Sarutobi Hiruzen. This attitude somewhat surprised Sarutobi Hiruzen to be so direct. However, he quickly recovered. The old god took a puff of cigarette, squinted his eyes and smiled kindly. I was just thinking that the Uchiha clan suddenly elected a new clan leader, so I wanted to meet him. Quote. Whispering sound. What an old fox. Bai Yi cursed secretly in his heart, and then replied, I am also a little surprised by the arrangement within the clan. Sarutobi Hiruzen said that the Uchiha clan changed its leader and the village didn't know about it. Could it be that the Uchiha clan didn't inform them about such a big event, and Byakuya responded directly. This is what happened within the Uchiha clan. I thought Byakuya would not be able to catch it, but Sarutobi Hiruzen realized that he still underestimated Byakuya a little too much. That's right, I said Fugaku has done well over the years. Why did he suddenly come down? It's really sudden. Speaking of which, has Fugaku been resting within the clan recently? Sarutobi Hiruzen continued talking as if he didn't understand Byakuya's words. Fugaku is indeed resting during this period. He also said some time ago that he feels too tired. Sometimes he wants to do something, but some people don't respect the clan leader as a human being, so he wants to quit when he is tired. As for the clan leader, I also briefly dealt with those who did not treat the clan leader as a human being, and it seems to have worked well. Quote, is this kid okay? Uchiha Setsuna on the side looked at Baiyi in shock, obviously shocked by Baiyi's bragging and not drafting. He originally thought that Baiyi would face this kind of scene for the first time. Maybe I still feel a little timid in my heart, but I didn't expect that Baiyi would be able to handle it so easily. Byakuya was talking about the internal affairs of the Uchiha clan, but wasn't it a metaphor for Konoha? It is said that the Uchiha clan is dissatisfied with Fugaku, but in fact it is the conflict between Konoha and Uchiha. And what Baiyi said was a simple solution had a good effect. In the case of the Uchiha guards messing up just now, the effect seemed pretty good. This brat must be killed. Danzo glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen and didn't say anything. He just labeled Byakuya as dead in his heart. In his opinion, Baiyi must die this time. Otherwise, judging from the current performance of this guy, he will definitely be an opponent hundreds of times more difficult than Uchiha Fugaku. But it doesn't seem like just tapping is a good idea, right? Don't you want to ease the atmosphere within the clan? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked. It's useless to ease up. After all, some people just want to see their clansmen live a bad life. Baiyi replied. Frowning, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Byakuya, and then sighed. Chief Byakuya, I feel there may be some misunderstanding here. It's not easy to fool. Sarutobi Hiruzen felt that the situation in front of him was really difficult to handle. For example, a trace of interest flashed in Byakuya's eyes, and then he handed over the topic to Sarutobi Hiruzen. He wanted to see what Sarutobi Hiruzen was going to say next. I actually think that the issue of the Uchiha guards should not be like this. This will only aggravate the villagers' view of the Uchiha clan. I have stabilized it for you. If it continues like this, I will not be able to convince those villagers all the time. Quote, Sarutobi Hiruzen had a flash of displeasure and distress in his heart. If it had been Uchiha Fugaku in the past, he would have expressed gratitude to himself first. But from Baiyi's face, he didn't see it at all. Instead, he felt that the other party was looking at him with a teasing look. This inevitably made Sarutobi Hiruzen have a little doubt about himself. There are some things within the Uchiha that need to be dealt with. There is no way to deal with other things for the time being. I can only trouble you, Hokage-sama, to deal with them first. Asshole, do you know what the Uchiha guard does? Do you know how much this has delayed things? You Uchiha will be responsible for all the consequences. Do you know how many people want the right of the guard? Danzo saw that the red face of Hiruzen Sarutobi was useless, so obviously his dark face also needed to appear. I didn't say I wouldn't handle it. I just want to deal with matters within my own clan first. Besides, the salary of the security team is not paid by Konoha, right? If we are dissatisfied with the security team, we Uchiha can hand over the security team to other people. Ninja Clan, since Elder Danzo wants it so much, if the security team is a good thing, why not give it to you, the Shimura clan? After Byakuya finished speaking, Uchiha beside him burst into laughter. Why are you laughing? Danzo looked at Uchiha Setsuna with a sullen expression. Sorry, I thought of something funny. Uchiha Setsuna has received professional training and will not laugh under normal circumstances unless he can't help it. He didn't expect Baiyi to be so damaged. Speaking of which, looking at Danzo's aggrieved face, he felt relieved, and at the same time he became more determined to support Byakuya. Byakuya, the village has always wanted to improve relations with you Uchiha clan, not to mention that this police force was your next responsibility. Do you think this means giving up? Isn't this somewhat irresponsible? Sarutobi Hiruzen quickly warned Byakuya that no one knew that this guard was a restriction on Uchiha. If it were really thrown out, it wouldn't be a piece of cake. Looking at Sarutobi Hiruzen who came out to smooth things over, a sneer flashed in Byakuya's eyes. Did he start moral kidnapping again? Since you all think that the Uchiha clan is not competent, why do you still need the Uchiha clan to do it? Isn't it because these things offend people that they are thrown to the Uchiha clan? Hokage, can't everyone open their hearts and talk? Why do you have to pretend so much? Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned for a moment, obviously not expecting Baiyi to say this to him. Hokage, you know who intensified the conflict. Isn't this the method you are best at using? Right, Danzo assists. Quote. No, if you want to attack Sarutobi Hiruzen, then attack Sarutobi Hiruzen. Why did you mention your own name at the end? Danzo's eyes were gloomy, and then he said calmly, why should the Uchiha's own problems be attributed to others? You are arrogant in your clan, and you don't know how to restrain yourself in the village. Naturally, you will be rejected by the whole village. What's more, during the Nine Tails Rebellion, the Nine Tails was controlled by the Sharingan, and the first Hokage died not long after fighting with Uchiha Madara, the ancestor of your Uchiha clan. This trick has been used by them time and time again. At the beginning, no matter how Fugaku explained, it was the Uchiha clan's Sharingan that controlled the Nine Tails, and everyone could see the Sharingan in the Nine Tails' eyes clearly. They don't have any explanation, right? If the death of the first Hokage is counted on our Uchiha clan, then we can just count upwards. During the Warring States period, many members of your clan were killed by our Uchiha clan, so we can just count them together. Since we want to count them carefully, why not find the Hyuga clan to count together and see how many ninjas of each other were killed when we conquered each other in the past? Puff. Sorry, I will hold it back. Uchiha Setsuna waved his hands repeatedly, and then forced himself to hold it back. What the hell? This kid's words can really make people angry to death. Even if he is unreasonable, he will fight for you. Just now he didn't know how to explain it, but Bai directly gave you a trick of the history book of years. You like to reminisce, right? Why not recall it upwards? Then how do you explain the Nine Tails Rebellion? Someone also saw a strange masked man appear that day. I now seriously suspect that this masked man is Danzo's subordinate or collaborator. After all, we Uchiha clan can't get the information about the fourth Hokage's wife giving birth, but you, Danzo, as the Hokage's assistant, can get it. Secondly, none of your roots showed up during the Nine Tails Rebellion. I seriously suspect that you directed and acted this out yourself. Danzo has already started cursing in his heart. The people around him were also shocked by Baiyi's theory and couldn't speak. Isn't it said that Uchiha are all reckless men who only know how to fight? When did he become so powerful in talking? You are simply ridiculous. How could I do something that would harm Konoha? Danzo was so angry that he almost vomited blood. This guy was telling lies with his eyes open, and he was worse than anyone he had ever encountered before. I originally thought that Baiyi would not be able to find any reason to refute these two points of view. But who would have thought that Baiyi could confuse right and wrong even better than himself? Have you not done enough? Don't you know how White Fang died? Byakuya looked at Danzo with a smile, but this smile gave Danzo a chilling illusion in his eyes. Of course he knew how White Fang died. Wasn't he forced to death by himself? White Fang's reputation in the village was too high at first. At that time, Danzo still had a glimmer of fantasy, that is, after the third Hokage abdicated, he could successfully take over and become the fourth Hokage. But he didn't expect that White Fang's sudden appearance would directly cause his plan to fail. Fortunately, hard work paid off, and an opportunity appeared in front of him. Originally, he just wanted to undermine White Fang's prestige, but he never expected that White Fang would commit suicide because of it. All the other three ninjas that followed might block their way. Danzo also began to target them one by one, but he did not expect that the appearance of Namikaze Minato completely disrupted Danzo's plan. Seeing that the other person becomes Hokage is already a certainty. As a result, not long after he took office, the Nine Tails Rebellion happened. At that time, Danzo was almost grinning. He held the idea that if Minato died, he would reap the benefits, so it didn't appear at all. And the most important thing is that at that time many people saw the Sharingan in Kyuubi's eyes. That has given Danzo a great advantage over the years. Because of the Nine Tails Rebellion, the reputation of the Uchiha clan has plummeted. Although they were arrogant in the past, everyone tolerated it. But after the Nine Tails Rebellion came to an end, he found that the village was already rejecting the Uchiha clan, and then he used his previous method of guiding public opinion. He also pushed the Uchiha clan to the opposite side. He originally thought that if Fugaku had been the clan leader, the Uchiha clan would be wiped out by his own hands, and he had fulfilled the second Hokage's last wish. This also proves that he is more powerful than Hiruzen Sarutobi and more suitable to become Hokage. Ahem, Byakuya, I don't think we need to be like this. We are all part of Konoha, So why should we be like this? Aren't we also improving the relationship between the village and Uchiha? Sarutobi Hiruzen coughed slightly, obviously knowing that it was impossible to talk about this matter. Everyone knows it. Also, Danzo, don't talk about the Nine Tails Rebellion anymore. The Yondaime also told me about this once, and it was a guy wearing a mask. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't want to continue talking about this matter. In his opinion, there was no result at all. Is it really possible to say that it is the Uchiha clan and then cause civil strife? Anyway, whether he was a member of the Uchiha clan or a member of the Uchiha clan who remained outside, Sarutobi Hiruzen would not regard it as anything else. Hokage-sama, we Uchiha also want to improve the relationship with Konoha, but before that, do we have to show our sincerity first? Byakuya looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a smile. Seeing him like this, he didn't know why he was starting to make a fool of himself again. Speaking of which, compared to true villains like Danzo, hypocrites like Sarutobi Hiruzen are the most disgusting. It was obvious that Danzo wouldn't dare to do many things without his nod or acquiescence. But she still has to pretend to look like a white lotus flower. People who don't know this think he is so innocent. Okay, tell me. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes lit up. He didn't expect Byakuya to be so easy to talk to. Was he just showing off his power before? If that's the case, it seems to be easy to control. Danzo on the side couldn't help but curl his lips when he saw Byakuya no longer pretending at this time, and thought about what Uchiha Fugaku had asked for in the first place. Most likely, he is the same as Uchiha Fugaku, right? If this is the case, why bother replacing Fugaku Uchiha? Sure enough, the Uchiha clan was no longer the Uchiha clan back then, but now it was just a dying Uchiha clan. Uchiha Satsuna, on the other hand, after hearing that Byakuya wanted to negotiate terms with Sarutobi Hiruzen, his expression changed, and a memory of death suddenly attacked him. It seems that Uchiha Fugaku was a little tough at first and wanted to negotiate terms with Konoha. As a result, there was no follow-up. This won't be like this in the White Knight, right? It was hard for him to see hope in Bai Yi. He wouldn't let him down just like that, right? First of all, give us back the land that originally belonged to the Uchiha clan during the Nine Tails Rebellion. ... No, you came up to play such a big game. Sarutobi Hiruzen's originally kind face suddenly froze. I originally thought that Bai Yi would at best propose to improve his relationship with the villagers. The most important thing is to ask for money or status, but who would have thought that Bai Yi would ask for land at his first word? Can this be given? The location where Uchiha once stood was in the center of Konoha. To whom? Sarutobi and the Shimura clan took a part, while Uchiha Kaharu and Mitomen also took a part. Then some was given to the Ino Shikacho and Hyuga clans. Now, that piece of land has been divided up, so how can we get it back if we still need to ask them for it now? Go ask the Hyuga clan and Ino Shikacho. Danzo said directly, with a sneer on his face. Sarutobi Hiruzen was embarrassed to say it, so he said it. Danzo, how can you talk like that? Sarutobi Hiruzen's face changed, and he shouted loudly. Danzo on the side didn't care, because he knew that this was just Sarutobi Hiruzen's disguise. Ino Shikacho and Hyuga took at most a quarter, the remaining half was taken by Sarutobi and the Shimura clan, and the remaining half was taken by the families of Uchiha Kaharu and Mito Kato N. What? Being an elder means you have privileges, right? Besides, who told you that I won't ask them for it back? Bai Yi raised his head and a sneer flashed across his face. With the Mangekyo, he has the confidence. At worst, he can directly lead the people in the clan to rebel. As long as he can incite Shisui to rebel, he will not be afraid of anyone in the whole Konoha. Incite Shisui to rebel, 2 pairs of Mangekyo, and then persuade Fugaku with reason and emotion, then it will be 3 pairs. He doesn't believe that 3 pairs of Mangekyo can't solve the problem between Konoha and Uchiha. At present, Bai Yi will not touch Ino Shikacho and Hyuga, but he will not give up on this Konoha F4. Then, when you get those back first, my Shimura clan will return all the land to you. Danzo also smiled. If you have the ability, go find Hyuga. He doesn't believe that Hyuga will return the land to Uchiha. Anyway, as long as Hyuga doesn't return it, he won't return it. I also say that if Hyuga and Ino Shikacho are willing to return the land to your Uchiha clan, then there is no problem with the exchange. Tanin Kaharu and Mitomen N also agreed. They also don't think that the Hyuga clan will succumb to the Uchiha clan. These two families have been fighting openly and secretly. It is obviously impossible for the Hyuga clan to return the land. Bai Yi, if you think that taking away the land can improve the situation, then I can exchange the land of the Sarutobi clan with the current Uchiha clan. Of course, if you also want to get all the land back after dealing with the Hyuga clan, I can do that too. Sarutobi Hiruzen said hypocritically. Their Sarutobi clan is in the center, and the place that the Uchiha clan takes back is too small to live in. And the Hyuga clan happened to be next to them, so they had to take them down before they could establish themselves, so the problem went back to the Hyuga clan. This is also the reason why Sarutobi Hiruzen said that he could give it to Bai Yi in advance. You are wrong, this does not belong to your family, it belongs to Konoha. When Konoha was established, this land was taken by our ancestor Uchiha Madara, so if you have to count it, it is also our Uchiha clan, not your Sarutobi clan. In addition, according to what you said, if I can deal with the Hyuga clan, then I will take back the land that belongs to our Uchiha clan. Can't deal with the Hyuga clan. Just kidding. Originally, I thought it would not be so easy to take it back, but I didn't expect Sarutobi Hiruzen and others to really dig a hole for themselves. Then, sign a written agreement. Sign it. If you can't get it back from the Hyuga clan and the Ino Shikacho, then you can't continue to make trouble with us. Danzo said hurriedly. The Hyuga clan is not on good terms with the Uchiha clan, and Ino Shikacho is on the side of the Hokage, so it is obviously impossible for the other party to take it back. That's why Danzo wanted to establish it, which may be the key to dealing with the Uchiha clan in the future. So, several people signed a document and established it. Then Bai Yi, do you have any other issues that need to be resolved by the Uchiha clan? Don't worry, we can just settle them one by one. Since there is nothing, I will leave first. Later, Lord Hokage, please don't refuse to pay. The issue of the guard team will start after our internal reform is completed. Lord Hokage, please solve the problems of the village by yourselves these days. You are also the Hokage, and you can't throw everything to the guard team, right? Bai Yi didn't want to raise so many issues at once. These can be solved one by one. Take back the land that originally belonged to the Uchiha first. I know, I will take over in the near future. I hope you will be quick. Sarutobi Hiruzen lowered his head, and a gloomy flashed in his eyes. He knew that even if he rejected Bai Yi at this time, the other party would still do it. It was meaningless. He could only start from this incident. Once Bai Yi could not get back the original land of Uchiha and completely cut off all the thoughts of Uchiha, then Bai Yi would definitely be kicked out. Looking at the backs of the four people, Sarutobi Hiruzen also had a plan in his mind. He glanced at Danzo obscurely, then turned his head, and Danzo understood. After leaving, Uchiha Satsuna frowned and looked at Bai Yi and asked, "Are you sure that Hyuga will return the land to us? We are mortal enemies." Bai Yi was too careless just now. Although Uchiha Satsuna has always wanted to take back the original clan land, it seems impossible. They have all been eaten by the other party. Will they spit it out? They are in power now, so we need to dismantle their prestige bit by bit before we can take action. The Uchiha clan needs a victory. The clan is too depressed now. I will deal with Hyuga and Ino Shikacho. I will not agree to anything I am not sure of. Bai Yi has two plans. The first one is that if he can convince or defeat Hyuga Hiyashi, then it will be over. If not, he can only convince Shisui. After talking with Shisui last time, it is obvious that Shisui is a little shaken. As long as he gives him another dose of strong medicine, he will rebel directly. But Bai Yi should not say this matter if he can. After all, Danzo's arm is his trump card to kill Konoha F4. Do you need the help of Uchiha? Uchiha's eyes lit up. What Bai Yi said made a lot of sense. At this time, the Uchiha clan needed a victory too much. Now the clan members are also pessimistic, and various emotions are spreading. If they can get back the land that originally belonged to them, then this will be a great victory for the Uchiha clan. Not for the time being. As the clan leader, I will take care of it myself. Also, tell everyone in the clan that I want to take back all the land. Isn't this too risky? Uchiha Tai was confused. You haven't taken it back yet. Why are you so eager to tell everyone? Even if I don't tell them, Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others will spread the news. It's their old trick. Why don't you just tell them directly? We can still take the initiative. I see. The three of them were silent for a while, and then they agreed, because they also knew that Bai Yi was right. Speaking of which, from Bai Yi, the three seemed to see something that Uchiha Fugaku didn't have before. And as the news spread, the Uchiha clan, Hyuga and everyone in Konoha knew that the Uchiha clan wanted to take back the central area that originally belonged to the village. Shisui, what do you think he is thinking? If we can't get it back, then our Uchiha clan will become a joke of the entire Konoha. Although Uchiha Itachi always hated the Uchiha clan for saying that they were one clan. But Bai Yi's approach was obviously ill-considered. If he didn't get it back, how would Konoha look at them? Itachi, believe Bai Yi. Although he doesn't want to admit it, he does see farther than us. Look at the smiles and confidence on the faces of the clan members. It seems that we are all wrong. After Shisui finished speaking, he closed his eyes and began to recall how long he hadn't seen it on the faces of the clan members. He once thought he was helping the Uchiha clan, but the clan members would only misunderstand them, but Bai Yi really seemed to give the clan members hope. The Uchiha clan has been suppressed for too long. But if this is the case, once it fails, all our previous efforts will be in vain. He is preparing to make Uchiha and Konoha completely incompatible. Although Itachi had a slight change in his opinion of Bai Yi after talking to him last time. But now facing this situation, he actually still didn't agree with Bai Yi's approach in his heart. At least the Uchiha clan and Konoha should not be completely on opposite sides. No one in Konoha knows that Byakuya is planning to take back the land that was originally at the center of Konoha, but all of this land has been divided up by other ethnic groups. Moreover, rumors were spread, and the elders agreed, but only if Ino Shikacho and the Hyuga clan were returned, and they would return them all. But the Hyuga clan will never return it, so the whole village is waiting to see a joke on the party. But most people are actually waiting for the Uchiha clan's jokes. Under the guidance of public opinion, and the Uchiha clan themselves are arrogant, naturally many people hope that they will fall down. Do you have a better way? In the past, our hardworking people simply didn't accept it. Shisui now understood that he had tried various methods, but in the eyes of his tribe, he was a traitor and was not accepted by them at all. But if Bai Yi's current suicidal approach fails, he will drag his clan members into hell together. But the clan members just did this. Obviously, the clan members had been suppressed for too long, and it was impossible for them to follow their design as Itachi said. If so, then they are not members of the Uchiha clan. Let's see what Bai Yi does. Don't forget that Bai Yi is the leader of the clan. Jisui's eyes flashed for a moment, but in the end he chose to suppress his thoughts for the time being. Other gods will not use this eye technique unless it is a last resort. This was the pupil technique that he was sure could change the situation of the Uchiha clan. Now it was useless to use other gods against Byakuya. The news has spread throughout Konoha. Telling Byakuya to stop will make the Uchiha clan the laughingstock of Konoha, so he can't stop Byakuya from doing it. In order to protect the Uchiha clan from becoming the laughingstock, he may even end up you being hooked up by your own other gods. Shisui is different from Itachi. Shisui is a holy mother, but not extreme. He also doesn't want problems for the Uchiha clan. Then just wait and see. Itachi had no other choice but to see how Bai Yi would deal with it. And the Hyuga clan at this moment. After learning what happened, the Zong family was having a meeting, and Hinata Hazashi was surrounded by a group of elders. Some of these elders looked calm, while others were excited, and some even wanted to see the Uchiha clan's jokes. You actually want the Hyuga clan to return their land. How is this possible? Rizu, you should know what to do, right? Seeing Hinata Hazu's appearance, the elders also asked quickly. I know, but these lands seem a bit tasteless to us, right? Even though they are useless, there is no way we can return these to the Uchiha clan. The elder puffed his beard and said with a glare, it was okay if they didn't want this land, but this was for them to give to Uchiha, not for Uchiha to ask for it. The Hyuga clan was originally in this area, and the post-disaster reconstruction will naturally be here again, but Konoha also gave itself some land that originally belonged to the Uchiha clan. With the intention of not giving it up, all these lands were taken over by the Hyuga clan, but because those lands were on the periphery of the Hyuga clan, there were basically no people living there. It has simply been abandoned, but this does not mean that they will return this land to the Uchiha. Mainly because of the number. One-Eye Technique family, they have been fighting with the Uchiha clan. Of course, if the other party wants this, they must admit that the Hyuga family is the number one pupil family. Exactly, for this reason, once the other party admits it, the Uchiha clan will be embarrassed. Even if the Hyuga clan returns the land to the Uchiha clan, it will not be ashamed. Rizu, what are you going to do? The elders looked at Hinata Hinashi. As for how to deal with it specifically, they still had to look at Hinata Hinashi at the moment. No matter what, he is still the leader of the Hinata clan. If you don't return it, there is no need for the other party to admit anything. After all, since this belongs to us Hinata, there is no reason to return it to the Uchiha. After so many years, they say they want it, so do we Hinata have to give it to us? Hyuga Hazashi shook his head. He would not agree to this request. Although he knew that he was being used as a gun by Konoha's top brass this time, it was also related to the dignity of the Hyuga clan and he would not hand it over. That's right, we will never cross it. Do they still need recognition from the Uchiha clan? If you can't get it back, doesn't that prove it? The other elders also thought about it, and they would never give it anyway. Clan leader, Uchiha Byakuya is here, do you want to see him? Outside the door, a member of the Hinata family hurried into the conference room to report the news of Bai Yi's arrival. No, that kid said he wanted to see us, so does he have to see us? One of the white-bearded elders blew his beard and said with a glare, thinking about letting him go for a while. Now Byakuya is begging them to leave him outside the door, so that he can know who is the king. Based on the current situation of the Uchiha clan, I believe Byakuya will not dare to offend their Hyuga clan again. Sorry for coming uninvited. How did this fool get in? Looking at Bai Yi who walked in around the corner and the three Magatama in his pupils, Elder Hinata also had a bad premonition at this moment. He immediately stood up and looked behind him. All members of the Hyuga clan were controlled by Byakuya's illusion. Is his Sharingan so powerful? Although the Hyuga clan is not very accomplished in genjutsu, they still have their own methods of resisting genjutsu. However, when facing Byakuya, he was actually able to control them all with his Sharingan. If he takes action, doesn't it mean that there are only a few people in Hinata who can defeat Byakuya? Is this the Sharingan? But it's not like they haven't fought against the Uchiha clan before, so why is his Sharingan different from other people's? Of course I walked in directly. Are you interested in having a nice chat, head of the Hyuga clan? Bai Yi didn't look out at all, just found a place to sit down, and then looked at Hinata and Hinata. With your attitude, do you think that our Hyuga clan will cooperate with you? Cooperation is always just an exchange of interests. Since you were planning to give me power before, now that I have cracked it, why are you so anxious? Bai Yi had already thought before coming that the Hyuga clan would never let him in. Just use illusions to control the opponent directly. After the Sharingan is upgraded to the Mangekyo, even with the three Magatama, the eye power is much stronger than the original one. Bai Yi, what do you mean? Hinata Hazu looked at Bai Yi with a sullen face. He was a little confused in his heart. Bai Yi shouldn't be so reckless. If you want to get the land back, irritating yourself will only make things more difficult to recover. But why does Bai Yi choose to use this method? I told you, Hazu clan leader, that we need to have a good talk about the land beneath our feet. I believe you also know about the rumors about Konoha, right? This is the land of our Hyuga clan now, so there is no problem of not paying it back. You can go back. Hinata Hazashi expressed his attitude directly. Now that the land is in his hands, it is definitely impossible to give it to Bai Yi again. If he returns it to Byakuya, then Hinata and Hinata don't even know how the village will talk about Hinata in the future. Are they afraid of Uchiha? The Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan have reached the point where they are at odds with each other. The leader of the Hyuga clan actually still wants to fight with the Uchiha clan. Bai Yi said, then looked at the Hinata branch who had been controlled and said, go and pour me a cup of tea. Yes, looking at the scene in front of him, Hinata's veins were exposed, his eyes were staring at Byakuya, and his Byakugan was already opened, ready to take action against Byakuya at any time. He really couldn't bear Byakuya's attitude of being like no one else. Is this the Uchiha clan or the Hinata? What do you mean? Hinata Hazashi tried his best to calm down. Don't forget, it's not us who are being targeted now, but your Uchiha clan. Do you still want to offend us? Of course, we are being targeted now. We are being targeted by Konoha. Once we fall, who will be next? The Hyuga clan has a ninja force that does not receive orders and only obeys the clan. What do you think of Konoha? Will ye be assured of your existence? Although in the original work, the Hyuga clan has never had many problems. But Hinata didn't know. Of course he could use this matter to intimidate Hinata and Hinata. Don't forget, when the Cloud Ninja kidnapped your daughter, you were just the ninja who killed the Cloud Ninja. In order to appease the Cloud Ninja's anger, they did not go to war with the Cloud Ninja, but they wanted to hand you over. After all, you are also the one who can be sacrificed. Now Konoha has become the plaything of the elders. Do you think they will not target you after we fall? Think about Hazashi who died for you. After Baiyi finished speaking, he stopped talking and gave Hinata and Hinata the time to think. No matter how much he said, it was not as good as Hinata and Hazu's own thoughts, not to mention that what he said was not wrong. Baiyi didn't believe that he wouldn't hold a grudge for what Konoha did. He glanced at Hinata Hazashi, whose expression was constantly changing, while Byakuya was drinking tea with the old god there. After a while, Hinata Hazu raised his head and looked at Baiyi and asked, "What do you want?" He is not in a hurry to drive Baiyi away at this moment. How can he not hate it? Now Neji still hates himself, and does he want to hand over Hinata Hazashi? At first, he didn't even understand why Konoha had to compromise on this matter. I think we are not enemies, we can even be allies. After Uchiha falls, the next target will naturally be the Hyuga clan. After all, unless you are willing to be the Hokage's dog like Ino Shikacho, I don't think so. Is it impossible? What's more, don't forget that Danzo has been looking for other members of the Bloodstained family to join his roots. Danzo and Orochimaru once studied bloodstains together. After all, aren't you, the Hyuga clan, afraid of bloodstains leaking out? Quote. To say that the person in Konoha who is most afraid of bloodstains is the Hyuga clan. What can we get? Hyuga Hiyashi looked at Baiyi, and he also had an idea in his heart. It seemed that it was indeed good to let the Uchiha clan take over a piece of land that was not needed much. Hearing him say this, Baiyi's mouth curled up a smile. It seemed that it was almost done. From the perspective of God, through the plot, the Hyuga clan was fine in the future, but Hyuga Hiyashi didn't know. He was also worried in his heart that Konoha would take action against them in the future. It was not without precedent. The sacrifice of Hyuga Hiyashi to the Hidden Cloud village was a good example. At present, Hyuga Hiyashi didn't dare to gamble. Even the Uchiha clan dared to do this, so Hyuga would inevitably encounter it. In fact, in the future, because of the extermination of the Uchiha clan, although the third generation and others did not directly participate. But with the extermination of the Uchiha clan, the other families of Konoha became much more honest. At that time, Sarutobi Hiruzen's control over Konoha reached its peak. What you can get is that our Uchiha clan will carry it for you. You can only pray that we don't fall, otherwise you will be the next one. Isn't Konoha afraid of being targeted by other ninja villages? One of the elders asked unwillingly. Although he didn't want to agree with Baiyi's point of view, what he said was indeed correct. But he also thought that Konoha didn't dare to do it so drastically. After all, once this was done, Konoha's strength would definitely weaken in the future. It's okay to weaken you, right? Quote. Chief Hiyashi, this land is of no use to you at all. Instead, if you give it back to us, we can also make Sarutobi Hiruzen and others less arrogant. After all, how many resources have the Sarutobi clan and the Shimura clan eaten up because of their relationship over the years? This didn't originally belong to them, and Konoha's Hokage has been in office for so many years. I think it's about time to change to a relatively fair one, right? He wants to change the Hokage. Hinata Hiyashi suddenly raised his head and looked at Baiyi. Got it. He understood it all now. He already knew what Baiyi was going to do. It turned out that he wanted to get Sarutobi Hiruzen out of office, and everything he did now seemed to explain it all. But did he overlook a question? Do you have the strength to do this? Hinata Hiyashi raised his eyes and looked at him, but the next second, with his back to everyone, where only Hinata Hiyashi could see, the three Magatama turned into a strange pattern. After seeing this pattern, Hinata Hiyashi looked at Baiyi in shock and was speechless for a moment. You actually. Hyuga Hiyashi stood up suddenly, then looked at the black pupil that had changed from a Mangekyo to three Magatama and then disappeared, and murmured, "Is this what you rely on? What a genius is this? Baiyi is only a teenager, and he actually possesses the ultimate power of the Uchiha clan, the Mangekyo." Hyuga Hiyashi also understands why Baiyi has the confidence to go against Konoha. And this also makes Hyuga Hiyashi begin to re-examine Baiyi. Indeed, as Baiyi said, this piece of land is actually not very useful to their Hyuga clan. The most central position has all been taken by Sarutobi, Shimura, Mito, and the Udine clan. And they only took the corners, which is close to the edge of their Hyuga clan's original land. It's a pity to eat it and throw it away. In the final analysis, returning it to the Uchiha clan will not cause any loss to the Hyuga clan at all. But it would be embarrassing, and if it got out, people would think that the Hyuga clan was afraid of the Uchiha clan. What's going on with Hiyashi? The elders looked at Hiyashi and found that he seemed to have changed a little compared to just now. They subconsciously looked at Hiyashi's eyes, and after confirming that he was not controlled by the pupil technique of the Sharingan, they couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. It's okay, I just feel that we really need to have a good chat. Then let's chat. The extra people can leave. Hiyashi thought about it, and finally nodded to agree to Baiyi's request. He now recognized that Baiyi could communicate with him on the same position. At first, he thought that Baiyi was just a puppet pushed out by the Uchiha radicals, but now it seems that the other party really has the power to change the current situation. Anyway, it's not their Hyuga clan that is currently hostile to the Uchiha clan, so why should they become the vanguard of Sarutobi Hiruzen and others? Clan leader, you can't. As soon as Hyuga Hiyashi finished speaking, the faces of several elders changed immediately. The Uchiha in front of him had used the Sharingan to control all the Hyuga clan members before he came in. If Baiyi and Hyuga Hiyashi were to stay together now, it would be hard for them not to doubt whether Baiyi would take action. You go out first to help those guys get rid of the illusions, and let them train me well in the future to resist illusions. You are not needed here. He will not attack me. You can just go out. A trace of anger flashed across Hyuga Hiyashi's face. In the Hyuga clan, although many things are decided by the elders of the main family, as the clan leader, he has the right to have the final say. At the beginning, the Cloud Ninja demanded the handing over of the murderer, but he just wanted to protect his daughter. He thought Konoha would stand on his side, but Konoha actually chose to give in weakly. In the end, Hazashi died for him. Even if Hazashi died, he actually didn't want to hand over Hyuga Hazashi, but he couldn't stand the pressure from Konoha, the Cloud Ninja and some people in the clan. In the end, he could only hand over Hazashi's body. Even now, he still couldn't let it go. The clan leader is obviously the biggest in this clan with clear class distinctions. So, after Hyuga Hiyashi finished speaking, the other elders just opened their mouths, but didn't say anything in the end, and then left. After Hyuga Hiyashi was the only one in the entire reception room, Hyuga Hiyashi asked, "So, this is your confidence? Do you think your ability can sweep Konoha?" Hyuga Hiyashi admitted that Hyuga's Mangekyo did surprise him a little, but after calming down, Hyuga Hiyashi directly poured a basin of cold water on him. If Hyuga wanted to rely on Mangekyo to solve Konoha, it would be impossible. I have always said that our Uchiha clan and most of the Konoha clans are not enemies. Why do you think that our Uchiha clan is going to fight against the entire Konoha? Hyuga asked curiously, as if in everyone's impression, everything the Uchiha clan is doing now is to fight against the entire Konoha. Even the people in the Uchiha clan thought so. But Baiyi didn't think so, and he never thought of doing so. What's the point of killing everyone in Konoha? Then there will only be people from your clan in this village. Is this still a village? If you want to become Hokage, you will inevitably become the enemy of most people. The cake of Konoha has been divided up almost. Hinata Hiyashi lowered his eyes and looked at Bai Yi, then slowly explained. Who among them doesn't know that the Uchiha clan wants to become Hokage? They even shouted why the Senju clan, who founded Konoha with the Uchiha clan, had Hokage, but the Uchiha clan didn't, and they also wanted to have a Hokage. Konoha is like a big cake. Although it looks big, there are many people eating it, so naturally everyone can't get much. Now this cake is close to saturation. If the Uchiha clan comes to power, this is definitely not what the other ninja clans in Konoha want to see. The Uchiha clan is now the largest clan in Konoha. If a Hokage appears, their status will be unshakable. In the future, won't everyone be ridden on the necks by the Uchiha clan? I have never thought about the Uchiha clan becoming Hokage. The position of Hokage is not suitable for us Uchiha, and what we want is fairness. The current situation is being targeted by the Hokage. If it were you Hyuga, you would probably do the same as us, right? So, I found you, because if we fall, the next one will be you. If we cooperate, we can also attract firepower for you. Bai Yi never thought about becoming Hokage. Hokage is not as important as your own strength. If you have the strength of the six-path sage, would you still care about this position? Moreover, once you become Hokage, your own training will definitely be delayed. Even if you don't tire yourself out like Naruto, you will definitely be like Tsunade, being annoyed by government affairs every day, but you can't shirk it. So Bai Yi didn't think about Hokage from the beginning, and there are candidates for Konoha to become Hokage. But Sarutobi Hiruzen must step down. If he stays in this position, the Uchiha clan will never have peace. So, if you want them to step down, what can we get? If the Uchiha clan is not the one who comes to power later, this matter can actually be accepted. Hyuga Hiyashi is actually very dissatisfied with the few people headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen. If it weren't for them, Hyuga Hiyashi would not have died. It is impossible for him to say that he has no other ideas in his heart. But even if he wants it very much, there must be benefits, right? Otherwise, how can he explain to the other party? Isn't it enough for you to share after killing those 4 families? You don't need your Hyuga clan to work hard, as long as you don't care when I deal with them. Bai Yi drew a big pie for Hyuga Hiyashi. Anyway, he didn't succeed now, you can wait, and when he succeeds, everyone will eat those guys together. And as a price, as long as the Hyuga clan doesn't stand in line, it's fine. But now you want me to return the land to you. Our Hyuga clan can't just give it back to you like this. Hyuga Hiyashi stared at Bai Yi with his eyes, and he was inclined to cooperate with Bai Yi in his heart. Because it is not a big loss for the Hyuga clan. In the early stage, they just need to give the land that is not of much use to them to the Uchiha clan. In the later stage, they don't need to stand in line or do anything. If Bai Yi wins, they will share the fruits of victory. If Bai Yi loses, then the Hyuga clan will be fine. Instead, they will become the first family of Konoha because of the decline of the Uchiha clan. So no matter how you look at it, you will not lose. Watching Bai Yi disgusting Sarutobi Hiruzen, he was also a little happy in his heart. After all, Sarutobi Hiruzen disgusted him a lot at the beginning. But there is another problem in front of him, that is, the face of his own Hyuga clan. We can just pay for it. If I take it back for free, you will lose face, but if we pay for it, it will be a deal. Before Bai Yi came, he had thought about it. If they paid, then the meaning would naturally be different. Okay, Hinata Hiyashi pondered for a while, then agreed, but I have a condition, you can't tell anyone now, you must deal with the Ino Shikacho first before you can tell anyone about this. Okay, Bai Yi thought about it, and then agreed to Hinata Hiyashi's request. Still want to save face? Then let's draft an agreement. Later, I will compensate you with part of the current clan land, and I will give you money if there is not enough left. After dealing with the most difficult Hyuga clan, Bai Yi was in a good mood at the moment. The Uchiha clan is not short of money the least. Things that can be solved with money are not a problem. Before coming, Bai Yi was ready to fight. After the 2 parties signed the agreement, Hinata Hiyashi was ready to take Bai Yi away. After what happened just now, he didn't dare to let Bai Yi leave alone. At a corner, a figure suddenly appeared, and the next second he bumped into Bai Yi. I'm sorry. Hinata, why are you so reckless? Hinata Hiyashi saw the person who bumped into Baiyi, frowned, and looked at her with a somewhat unhappy face. At this moment, Hinata was no longer favored in his heart. He wanted to give up on a daughter who was timid and had no talent like his younger daughter. Looking at her serious-looking father and the stranger she had just bumped into, Hinata was anxious in her heart, and her little face was anxious to explain, and the tears in her eyes seemed to burst out in the next second. But in a panic, the more anxious she was, the more she couldn't speak. Hinata Hiyashi, who was standing by, took a look and his dissatisfaction was beyond words. Is this Hinata, the daughter of the Hiyashi clan leader? She's pretty and looks pretty good. I didn't notice it just now, so don't blame her. Baiyi had a gentle smile on his face, raised his hand and touched the back of Hinata's head, then took out a piece of candy from his back and put it in her palm and said, "Don't cry, children's noses will get bigger if they cry too much. I'm sorry to embarrass you." Hyuga Hiyashi glanced at Hinata, then at Baiyi, and then said lightly, "It's okay, I think she's cute, and the little girl is also very good. Speaking of which, the family style of your Hyuga clan is really strict. I'll leave first if I'm fine, Hiyashi clan leader. Then I won't see you off." Hinata Hazu nodded, looking at Baiyi's back and not knowing what he was thinking. Hinata, who was timidly lowering her head, also raised her head and glanced at Baiyi's leaving figure, and her hand holding the candy tightened unconsciously. "Let's go back. It's father." Hinata followed Hinata and Hazu and carefully put the candy in her pocket. This scene was also glimpsed by Hazu, and he felt even more disappointed. "My daughter has grown up, why is she still the same as before? Trouble. It's really too much trouble. I said Shikaku, if Byakuya comes to us later, should we return this to him?" The three heads of the Inakacho family, Nara Shikaku, Akamichi Choza, and Yamanaka Kaiichi are discussing the next thing at the Nara family. Although they are loyal to the Hokage, in the current situation, if they fight against the Uchiha clan, it seems that they will lose. That's why I said it's troublesome. Let's give it to them. It won't be easy to explain to the other side. If we don't give it, it won't be easy to explain to the Uchiha side. Nara Shikaku felt that he should not have taken over this area in the first place. Their family itself does not need this part, but it is because Sarutobi Hiruzen split up the Uchiha clan. The Uchiha clan originally occupied a large area in the center of Konoha. Therefore, after the split, Sarutobi Hiruzen also bordered the edge of this area with some ninja clans, and also considered it to be a win-win, among which naturally Hinata and Inoshikacho were included. Shikaku originally thought that if the Uchiha clan wanted it from him at that time, he would just give it to him. Originally, the Nara clan was quite satisfied with their original clan territory. But after so many years, he originally thought this matter had been settled. As a result, after changing the clan leader, this matter was brought up again. "You can't give it to me. After all, it won't be easy for Mr. Hokage to explain it later. After all, the relationship between the village and Uchiha is very tense at the moment." Yamanaka Haiichi frowned and looked at Nara Shikaku, and then expressed his worries. In his opinion, if he chose to give it at this time, there seemed to be no way to explain it to Sarutobi Hiruzen. What about Uchiha? If he can do this, he must be well prepared. Looking at Baiyi, although he has not done many things since he came to power, everything has a purpose. He is definitely I'll get it back. So, our position is actually what Hokage-sama wants to test. If we don't give it, then we must always stand firmly with Hokage-sama, but the price is that we may have to follow the Uchiha clan in the future. If we give it, then this matter has nothing to do with us. In fact, in the final analysis, this is a problem between Uchiha and the senior management, not a grudge against us. There is a lot of business between us. Cooperating with the Uchiha clan, so why do you think it's troublesome? Quote, "It's hard for Lu Ju to say so many words at once, just because this matter is really troublesome. We have always been deeply bound to the Hokage family, so we definitely cannot return it." Akamichi Tingza touched the back of his head. After listening to Nara Shikaku's words, he also made his position clear. Inarikacho has been bound to the Hokage line since she joined Konoha. But we also have business dealings with the Uchiha clan. Will we be cut off from now on? Yamanaka Haiichi suddenly felt a little distressed. Konoha is a community of interests. After so many years, everyone will have some interests in each other more or less. Especially for a wealthy family like the Uchiha, most of the Akamichi clan's barbecue restaurants and rice balls, Nara clan's medicinal materials, etc. are actually sold to the ninja clan, and among them, the Uchiha clan buys the most. In the past, it was all the hard steel of Konoha and the Uchiha clan. Their families don't need to come forward at all, so their business will naturally not be affected. But it's different now, and I don't know how Bai came up with this method. The pressure came directly between the ninja clan and the ninja clan, so there was no need to worry about the relationship with the Uchiha clan before hiding behind the village. What can we do? Shikaku, what do you think we should do? Akamichi Dingza thought about it and felt that it would not be good if he cut off from the Uchiha clan directly. The idea I just had was a bit extreme. Simply, he just wanted to see if Nara Shikaku had other ways to affect all of this without affecting the current situation. No solution. At least I need to know what the other party's attitude is, so we need to meet with him. A glint flashed in Nara Shikaku's eyes. After saying that, someone reported outside that Byakuya was already here. Do you want to invite him in? The three of them looked at each other, communicated with each other, and then said, go to the living room, let's all go there. Arranging Byakuya to the living room, Nara Shikaku and the other two quickly arrived here. Looking at Byakuya, who was sitting quietly waiting for the three of them, he looked up and a trace of emotion flashed in Nara Shikaku's eyes. He is really young but courageous. Back when Uchiha Fugaku was still in power, Nara Shikaku could see that if the Uchiha clan continued like this, their living space in the village would only become smaller and smaller. After Bai came on stage, he seemed to have found a way. But this alone is not enough. Nara Shikaku looked at Byakuya and said directly, you should have taken care of the Hyuga clan, right? Ah, Akamichi Tingza on the side was instantly confused. No, do you know what you are talking about? Will the Hyuga clan really return the land to the Uchiha clan? You are indeed the leader of the Nara clan. A flash of appreciation flashed in Byakuya's eyes. He even knew this, but he was still curious about how Nara Shikaku knew. If you fail, you won't come to us, because if Hinata doesn't let go, you also know that the impossible ones will come to us. Nara Shikaku explained the reason for his speculation. In his opinion, if Byakuya hadn't taken care of the Hyuga clan, it would be basically impossible for him to come and find them. After all, if you can't even win Hinata, then this was a failure from the beginning. In this case, I won't hide it. Hinata also agreed, so I am going to ask you to get the land that originally belonged to us. Of course, you can also pay to buy it back. Anyway, these lands don't mean much to you. Use. The real bulk was taken away by Konoha F4. What Inagacho got was not much different from Hinata's, it was just some leftovers, and it didn't feel like he was bleeding heavily when they were asked to take it out. Bai, you are a smart person, you should know our difficulties. Lu Ju looked at Bai, and finally breathed a sigh of relief, not knowing how to answer Bai. This matter made them very embarrassed. Are you Konoha's Inagacho or Sarutobi Hiruzen's Inagacho? Byakuya also didn't answer, but turned to look at Nara Shikaku and the others. Listening to Byakuya's question, Nara Shikamaru secretly thought that it was indeed troublesome, but he still patiently explained to Byakuya, we have always followed the strategy of supporting whoever is the Hokage. His answer also made his position clear. If the Hokage was Byakuya today, then they would also support Byakuya, not that they clearly support whom. This itself has something to do with the strategy of the three tribes when they joined Konoha. During the Warring States period, Inagacho and Inagacho were in an alliance. Because ninjutsu itself can be considered as cooperation, the relationship between the three families was not bad. All the way to Konoha, after they joined, the Nara family established a policy and the other two families agreed. Just appeared. Hokage has not always existed, and a Hokage who is already old and can't even control the village, is it a bit foolish to continue to be loyal? Byakuya was curious. According to Shikaku's wisdom, he should be able to tell that Hiruzen Sarutobi would only become weaker and weaker during his reign. Even if we can't control it, we can't act rashly. Besides, if you do this, it will only cause Konoha to collapse. Nara Shikaku knew what Byakuya wanted to do. But this is not fun to do. One clan will not be the rival of a village. I think if possible, you can sit down and have a good talk. Shikaku persuaded. In fact, he also knew that the Uchiha clan was already ready to make trouble. But a village is a violent organization that combines countless families. No matter how strong the Uchiha clan is, unless they have their ancestor Madara, it is simply impossible. Shikaku, you were wrong. We were not enemies from the beginning. I took back the land that originally belonged to us. This is just for the peace of the village. The tribe has been depressed to the point of reaching a dead end. If we don't find some people at this time, at the point of venting, I'm afraid the village will fall into chaos. From the time we got the land back, there was actually no loss for Inakacho and Hinata. Even the Sarutobi clan just moved away from the center of the village. The place where we live now can be given to them. Quote. Yes, what Byakuya said is indeed very reasonable. How could Nara Shikaku not know about it, but you change the central position to a remote position? It is impossible to say that the Sarutobi clan has no ideas. I want to know why the Hyuga clan agreed. After Nara Shikaku finished speaking, he stared at Byakuya. Before making this decision, he must know why the Hyuga clan agreed to such a ridiculous approach. Because a village cannot be dominated by one family, but must be balanced. If you want to retreat when you are young, you must retreat gracefully. Only when you are old will people respect you. Lianzhuang has been around for too long, and most of the village has been those guys have swallowed it up. Maybe if it continues like this, a new Konoha will be created in the future. Byakuya said with a smile on his lips. After all, isn't it that the Hyuga clan is dissatisfied with Sarutobi Hiruzen? If Hiruzen Sarutobi hadn't done those things, and if most of these benefits hadn't been eaten up by Sarutobi, Shimura and other families, they wouldn't have cooperated with the Uchiha clan. Your thoughts like this are very dangerous. Nara Shikaku hopes for a peaceful Konoha rather than a damaged Konoha. After all, once Konoha really goes to war with the Uchiha clan, then other forces in the ninja world will definitely go to war with them. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to carve up Konoha. Who is willing to miss it? If we return the land to you, can you maintain the status quo? What we want is a peaceful Konoha. If you can do it, then we can also return the land to you. Nara Shikaku really didn't want Konoha and Uchiha to go to war. And this newly elected Byakuya is most likely a radical within the Uchiha clan. Therefore, if he really doesn't agree to the other party at this time, there is a high probability that there will be civil strife. In fact, after Bai Yi came here, he had already thought about returning it to Bai Yi. If even the Hyuga clan can handle it, there must be some kind of deal with the Hyuga clan, otherwise the other party will not easily return these lands to them. I can make sure they don't mess with us, we won't cause trouble, and I can restrain the tribesmen, but if they are still aggressive, it's beyond my control. After Byakuya finished speaking, he didn't say anything. Yamanaka Haichi and Akamichi Choza on the side also focused on Nara Shikaku. Obviously, they finally left the decision to him. No matter how many questions they had in mind, they decided to wait until Bai Yi left before asking them. I understand. We will give the land to you in a transaction. I hope you will keep your promise. Good. Sure enough, it was just as I thought. Once the Hyuga clan was taken care of, Inakacho was actually very easy to take care of. Although they are from the Hokage's side, they themselves have to consider the interests of their own family. At the same time, what Sarutobi Hiruzen has done in recent years has actually caused dissatisfaction among many families. At this time, the reason why Sarutobi Hiruzen did not take action against the Uchiha clan was because his control over Konoha was too weak. Once he takes action personally, it will trigger a counterattack from other families in the village. So he needed an opportunity. Of course Sarutobi Hiruzen wanted the Uchiha clan to be exterminated. First of all, to solve one of the biggest troubles, and secondly to be able to scare other families. This is also one of the reasons why Sarutobi Hiruzen seemed to have regained control of Konoha from the time after the Uchiha genocide to the beginning of the plot. Although he didn't take action directly, such a big thing happened in Konoha. If you want to say that Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't know about it and that none of the Anbu went there, this is obviously impossible. Therefore, after the night of the genocide, Sarutobi Hiruzen once again took control of Konoha. The reason why Byakuya said this was because the other party would not stop at all. Danzo must let the Uchiha clan be wiped out, otherwise how would he get Izanagi's Sharingan? The second is interest. Having offended the four of them, it is unlikely that they will get along well with each other in the future. But Byakuya can no longer control so much. To be quiet during this period, first of all, let some voices within the Uchiha clan be quieted. The second is that Baiyi needs to trade time for space. Although he has turned on the kaleidoscope, the current threat has not been eliminated. Obito is the person behind the whole thing who wants to destroy the Uchiha clan the most, and Shisui is also the one Byakuya wants to win over. Once Shisui is allowed to stand with him, then there are other gods, and he does not believe that Obito Earth can be so unscrupulous. One is Obito and the other is Zetsu. The two people really want to exterminate the Uchiha clan. Therefore, time is the most important thing for Baiyi now, and after experiencing this incident, Baiyi believes that Sarutobi Hiruzen and his men will probably stay quiet for a while, and it is during this period of time that Baiyi must fight for. So Baiyi naturally agreed to Shikaku's request. After the two parties signed the purchase contract, when Baiyi left, Yamanaka Inoichi couldn't resist the question in his heart, "Shikaku, why did you agree so quickly?" The other party has an agreement with the Hyuga clan. If one of the two families fails to handle it well, Konoha will fall apart directly. Secondly, we are indeed from the Hokage family, but I have said before that whoever is the Hokage, we will support him, so what we have to do is to stabilize Konoha and prevent Konoha from getting in chaos, rather than stabilizing someone's rule. Baiyi is right. In fact, after that incident, he shouldn't have come up. It's a pity for Minato. If Minato was still here, this situation would not have happened. Nara Shikaku's eyes flashed with a trace of nostalgia. When Minato was still the Hokage, he was the Hokage's assistant. However, after Minato died, Sarutobi Hiruzen took the throne, and his Hokage's assistant became Danzo. He is not greedy for power, but it is obviously impossible to say that he has no opinions in his heart. He was very dissatisfied with Sarutobi Hiruzen's re-emergence and the subsequent operations, especially Naruto. He was Minato's son, but he was treated like this. Even if Jinchuriki was not welcome in other villages, you couldn't let him eat expired products every day, right? Minato said that he was the fourth Hokage and Naruto was the son of a hero. Not to mention how good the treatment was this how you promised to take care of his son? How could the Hyuga clan have an agreement with the Uchiha clan? Akamichi Chozo was stunned. Didn't they say that the two sides didn't like each other? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Don't forget that the Hidden Cloud village kidnapped Hinata. Hiashi died because of this. It's impossible for Hiashi to say that he doesn't care, so it's normal for them to cooperate. Shikaku analyzed slowly. Then won't you make Konoha completely chaotic? You know, they said that as long as they return, the Sarutobi clan will also return. What else do you want to do? Do you want to go to war with the Uchiha clan? Then you only have two choices, one is to let the Sarutobi clan fight the Uchiha clan head-on, and the other is to let them fight the Uchiha clan head-on. Which one do you want to choose? And it may not be just the Uchiha clan, maybe the Hyuga clan too. Nara Shikaku thought he had made the best choice. How could he not know that Sarutobi Hiruzen released the news because he actually wanted them to fight against the Uchiha clan? If the Hyuga clan doesn't compromise, then they won't compromise either. But the Hyuga clan has returned the land to the Uchiha clan, so they can only choose to keep up at this time. It is simply unrealistic to expect Inakacho to face the Uchiha clan. What's more, there is no benefit to holding this thing. The Uchiha just took back the land that originally belonged to them. Most of it was taken away by the four families of Sarutobi, Shimura, Mito, and Tenjin. As a result, the four families hid behind and asked them and Hinata to fight. Oh no. There aren't many benefits, so let them take the blame. But if we do it this way, it might not be easy to deal with later, right? Yamanaka Haichi was also a little worried because this matter created a gap between him and Konoha's top management. There is no other way. Hinata has agreed that we do not have the strength to fight against the Uchiha, and there is a high probability that the Hokage will not be able to give us any help. It is simply a fantasy for us to resist the Uchiha, and Konoha cannot always let it go. One person speaks for himself. At first Shikaku saw hope in Namikaze Minato, the hope of changing Konoha. Unfortunately, the emergence of the Nine Tails Rebellion directly caused everything to change. Sarutobi Hiruzen came back to power, and the original New Order returned to the old order. Shimura Danzo, Mito Kadoin and Kaden Kaharu stood at the center of power again. After all, changing to another Hokage is just to redistribute the cake. As a result, your cake is eaten by the original people. Who would be happy with this? Actually, this matter can be regarded as a reminder to Hokage-sama. In the final analysis, the Uchiha clan and us have never been enemies. We are all members of the family. It is a bit too much to always target the Uchiha clan. Looking at the overall situation, Nara Shikaku, Konoha's current high-pressure policy against Uchiha will definitely cause problems for Uchiha in the future. Although families are constantly fighting for resources, they must not sit back and watch Konoha push the Uchiha clan to a dead end. Once the other party rebels, it will definitely not be good news for Konoha. And it's almost enough. Although they, Ino Shigadai, are supporters of Hokage, they are not mindless supporters. With the current situation in Konoha, they have eaten too much. Okay, let's do whatever you say, Shikaku. Besides, the agreement has already been signed. Akamichi Tingza didn't want to continue listening to the long speech. He felt that the things were almost done, and it would be useless to talk about it anymore. What's more, even if he did this, wouldn't Hiruzen Sarutobi do anything to them? But don't forget that they, Ino Shikacho, have always been an alliance. What's more, according to Shikaku's analysis, both the Hinata and Uchiha clans are dissatisfied with the Hokage. Now Sarutobi Hiruzen should be worried about the two of them the most. Oh, what a troubled time it has been. Nara Shikamaru looked out the door, then shook his head. Forget it, we don't have to get involved in such a troublesome matter. Anyway, this is an issue between the top management and Uchiha. It's really troublesome. Why do we have to participate in political struggles? Go inside. After doing all this, Nara Shikaku also decided to see who of the two sides would make it to the end. Most families in Konoha village can actually see that the relationship between Uchiha and Konoha has reached a critical point. This is why Nara Shikaku wants to return the land to the Uchiha. If they don't return it, the Uchiha will explode, but if they return it, they will be stable for a while, and then although the Sarutobi and Shimura clan will be unhappy, at least they will not rebel directly like the Uchiha. If it were Fugaku, he would really think about it before making a decision, but Byakuya was different. This approach was undoubtedly biased towards the radicals. Once he refused, the first ones to start a fight would be Inagacho and Uchiha. He didn't want to get involved in this kind of thing, at least he couldn't drag Zuludi into the abyss. I'm so sorry, Hokage-sama. I need to trouble you for to move today. After Byakuya got the land transaction book from Hinata and Ino Shikacho, he approached Hiruzen Sarutobi immediately, and he didn't want to give Hiruzen Sarutobi time. Looking at the transaction book in front of him, Sarutobi Hiruzen fell silent. He had thought that maybe Baiyi could really do it, but it would definitely not be possible to do it in one day. The whole of Konoha was watching the news that Danzo had just gotten out today. He hadn't even talked to Ino Shikacho and Konoha yet, but Byakuya had settled it. How can it be? Danzo's face was also extremely ugly. According to the original agreement with Baiyi, the four of them had to move out immediately. Nothing is impossible. To them, these places are just useless, so isn't it normal to sell these to us? Baiyi, it will take some time to move. A kind smile flashed across Sarutobi Hiruzen's face, and he still wanted to delay it for a while. After all, he hadn't figured out the situation yet, but Baiyi had taken care of it. He wanted to see if he could operate it himself. No, you can just leave. One day is almost enough. After all, with the help of ninjas, we can clean up quickly. If not, our Uchiha clan can provide moving services. In addition, I have asked people to notify the people in the clan. Going to move, you won't regret it, third generation, after all, the whole village knows about it. Byakuya looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a smile. Although he had tried his best to restrain himself, Byakuya could still see the anger hidden in his eyes that was quickly hidden. Danzo, Mito Kadoin and Kaharu who were sleeping next to them didn't know what to say for a moment. This central location of Konoha was taken back by the Uchiha clan, so it would be impossible for the people in their clan to say anything. This is in the center of Konoha. On the contrary, if they had not publicized this matter before, they would have had a chance to regret it, but now that the whole village knew about it, they would probably lose their face if they regretted it. Of course you won't go back on your word, but at least give us some time to find a place to live, right? No, we can give you some of the places where Uchiha currently lives. It just so happens that you didn't say that you could keep Konoha safe by living nearby. We will give the responsibility of protecting Konoha to the four of you. I believe that as the Hokage and the elders, you should be better protected than us Uchiha, right? Do you really want to do this so well? A trace of gloom flashed in Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes, and for a moment there was a hint of murderous intent in his heart. This was not just for Byakuya, but also for Uchiha. He felt as if his control over Konoha had diminished. To Sarutobi Hiruzen, that was completely unacceptable. I'll let them vacate it now. Sarutobi Hiruzen closed his eyes and said no more, but Mito Katoin and others on the side were anxious. Sarutobi, stop talking. Since we promised others things, we must fulfill them. I am willing to admit defeat. Sarutobi Hiruzen admitted that he underestimated Byakuya at first. But just this time, he will definitely treat Baiyi's opponent seriously. Give it. Danzo was no longer silent, and he didn't want to show any bad expression in front of Byakuya. I see. After seeing the attitudes of Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo, the other two people also knew that they had to give this thing away. Then thank you, Hokage-sama. In that case, I will go back and organize the Uchiha clan to move. With that said, Byakuya stood up and left the Hokage's office. After Byakuya left, Koharu quickly asked when he went to bed, Sarutobi, what are we going to do next? The Uchiha clan is simply lawless now. Her land, the thought of leaving here soon and returning to the edge made her feel uncomfortable. He just won this time. Only the one who wins to the end is called the big winner. If we give it to them this time, they will be more successful, and their subsequent plans for us will be smoother. After Danzo finished speaking, he closed his eyes. It was obvious that he was not as calm as he seemed at this moment. If we lose, we lose. If we lose, we will give it. If we don't give it this time, how will we manage the village in the future? Then what's the harm in giving it back to the Uchiha clan? Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes were deep, and he began to care in his heart. It seemed that he had to step up his action, but fortunately he still had a trump card, Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Shisui. When the time comes, it will be up to the two of them to destroy the Uchiha clan. Originally, Sarutobi Hiruzen had been struggling with whether to keep part of the Uchiha or completely annihilate the clan. Now he doesn't think about it anymore. He knows that Byakuya's appearance on stage is completely different from Uchiha Fugaku's. He was dealing with Byakuya using the same method he used to deal with Uchiha Fugaku. It also caused him to suffer a bit in this regard, but he won't do it next time. What about Hinata and Inakacho? Mitoman Yan asked. There is also the problem of these four families. The four families were betrayed so quickly that they did not even have time to prepare. You can't move. If you move, it will not be conducive to our future actions. Moreover, Sarutobi, you must think about one thing, that is, the position of the Uchiha clan at the center. It will be difficult for us to take action in the future. I said at the beginning that the clan should be wiped out early. You just don't listen. Danzo almost exploded with anger when he said this. At the beginning, Uchiha was at the edge of the village, where it was easy to do things. As long as the layout was good, no one would notice. But now that people have moved to the center of the village, it won't be that easy for you to attack them again. Danzo, I told you not to attack Uchiha just yet. Sarutobi Hiruzen raised his head and looked at Danzo. He wanted to do it too, but he couldn't do it himself. As for Hinata and the others, forget it. Is it because of the daily difference? Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Hinata couldn't move. He owed each other one time. It was understandable for them to do so. Inakacho couldn't move even more. He was an ally of Hokage. If they still had a fight, then his control over Konoha will probably drop to another level. All I can say is that we really lost this time. The Uchiha clan. After Byakuya brought back the good news that he could return to his original clan immediately, the entire Uchiha clan burst into joy. Living here not only means being monitored every day, but also some elderly people and children have to walk a long way to the center of the village. This is a world of difference from the previous treatment. Now, after Bai Yi took back the original clan land, many Uchiha ninjas instantly thought that Bai Yi's promotion was indeed the right choice. In the conference room, Uchiha Setsuna patted Bai Yi on the shoulder, with a look of relief on his face. Bai Yi, you really did it, I really didn't misjudge you. At first, I was worried that Bai Yi couldn't do it, but I didn't expect Bai Yi to complete it in one day. Indeed, although the relationship with Konoha has deteriorated, the clan members are also very happy to get back the land that originally belonged to us. Uchiha Tai stroked his beard and said with a smile. Although Uchiha Jin on the side did not speak, his eyes were full of relief. Obviously, they were very satisfied with Bai Yi's action this time. Alas, am I really not suitable to be the clan leader? A bitter smile flashed across Uchiha Fugaku's face. He had been in power for so many years, and his confrontations with the Konoha high-level officials had always failed. Now Bai Yi was able to do so well in his first time in power. Although it worsened the relationship between the Uchiha and the village, at least the clan members should be very glad that Bai Yi was in power at this moment, right? Thinking of this, he suddenly felt that he seemed to have failed to some extent. There is still a long way to go. Bai Yi put his hands together in his sleeves, stood up and walked out the door. Looking at the Uchiha clan members who were smiling and packing their things to move, Bai Yi also felt a little proud. He changed the current situation of the Uchiha. At this moment, perhaps everyone is thanking himself as the clan leader. Ding! The plot has been changed successfully. Congratulations to the host for winning a chance to draw a lottery. Looking at the system prompt, Bai Yi's smile became even wider. After this matter came to an end, the next time the plot is changed, it is estimated that it will start with Shisui and others. Ding! Successfully used the lottery opportunity. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 8 Gates of Dunjia. Hokage Byakuya. 8 Gates of Dunjia, it seems that everyone can practice this thing. Pirate Byakuya. This thing is to unlock the channel of chakra bondage in exchange for power. We should not be able to practice it, right? It should be up to you. Speaking of which, you have changed a lot. I will make you a fruit to strengthen it later. Yokai Byakuya. Oh, you want to make a fruit. By the way, your era was the rocks era, right? What fruit do you want to make? Pirate Byakuya. It's best to be Nika, but I can't find it. This fruit has its own ideas. I'm going to go to Bika to find the thunder fruit. The thunder fruit is a fruit that Enel played well, but not well. He will not leave it to Enel. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.